In the world of cinema, there exists a strange system called the script, where everything is decided by the dominator. The story begins when Jae-hee, a young boy, accidentally discovers the secret of the script and the power of the dominator. He becomes the target of dark forces who want to use the script for their own personal gain. Jae-hee must learn how to use the script to protect himself and thwart the dominator's schemes. On his journey of struggle, Jae-hee meets companions, and together they fight against dark forces and discover the special power of the script. On his journey of struggle, Jae-hee meets companions, and together they fight against dark forces and discover the special power of the script. Fierce battles, deceptive plans, and deep secrets about the dominator will make the story captivating and dramatic. The Script Dominator, where the power of the script is not just a weapon, but also the key to unlocking the mysteries of the fantasy world. Chapter 1. In the car, the two of them settle into their seats. In Jae-hee's hand is the script he was carrying earlier. Jae-hee: why do you always carry two scripts? A voice comes from the person in the driver's seat. The other person asks him seriously. Jae-hee smiles and replies, I might lose one, his tone half joking, half serious. The other person replies, their eyes showing a hint of admiration. You're always so well prepared. All right, let's go eat. The car engine starts. Jae-hee still has a harmless smile on his lips, but suddenly his eyes shift to a thoughtful, unreadable expression. His inner thoughts recall the previous answer. Of course, that was a lie. Jae-hee lifts the script in his hand and glances at it. There are two reasons I carry scripts. One is for others to see. Jae-hee's other hand rests on the script beside him. His eyes flash with a hint of a smile. The other one is for a few streaks of blue light flash across. The system screen displayed in his subconscious can absorb the movie Youth Train. Do you want to absorb it? The corners of his lips curve up. It's for me to consume. Noisy atmosphere. Yes, director. This is Park Chan-ik, manager at LEK. I'm calling about Song Moon-gyu's casting. Are you only filming the B team? It seems a bit early to call now. Park Chan-ik focuses on the phone conversation, his expression somewhat serious and confused. Oh, ignoring it. Impossible. That can't be. The call disconnects. Park Chan-ik yells in frustration in front of a seemingly timid Jae-hee. Damn it, he hung up. Jae-hee is slightly concerned. Today is another battlefield. Someone sitting in their spot notices Jae-hee standing there. Jae-hee, you're here again. Jae-hee cheerfully walks over to greet him, his smile bright and friendly. Hello, Sunbae. The other person replies, yeah, okay. Jae-hee gets straight to the point. Sunbae, anything new? The other person leans back slightly in their chair, exhales, ha, scripts. The person gestures with their chin in one direction. Jae-hee follows his gaze. See that stack of papers over there? Those are all the projects scheduled for filming in the first half of the year. Wow, that's a lot. Jae-hee is silent for a moment, then speaks up. Can I take a look at the scripts over there? The person in the chair seems surprised by Jae-hee's request, but then agrees. Okay. Looking at them won't wear them out. Jae-hee is delighted. Thank you, Sunbae. Jae-hee walks away. The other person watches him thoughtfully, a thought arising in their mind. Someone who works that hard should get noticed, right? Jae-hee attentively reads a script. That's how I saw you on the evening streets of Sangwon-dong. Fragmented script pages, scattered ideas, romance, historical drama, horror, etc. Scripts waiting for an actor to embody them. Of course, the only scripts I could possibly choose were none at all. A stream of memories unfolds. Jae-hee thinks of two particular people. It makes sense if I think about it. For a character who only appears once in a morning drama, who would bother sending me their precious script, Jae-hee reads the script while lost in thought. Even so, scripts like these give me the strength to move forward. Behind him, a figure rushes in looking angry, holding a script. Why is it romance again? The tone is full of reproach and indignation. Jae-hee is startled. The newcomer argues incessantly. I want to do a horror movie. The person opposite replies, Moon-gyu, this is a romance film, but it's the lead role. How long are you going to keep singing about love? Isn't there anything explosive for my acting? Moon-gyu questions irritably. If you accept this role, I'll find you a horror movie for the next project, okay? I really don't want a Moon-gyu continues to whine and complain. Jae-hee watches silently, his fingers unconsciously tightening on the page. Some people search for scripts, while others kick away the scripts they receive. Jae-hee's back is turned to the argument between the two. That's the difference between an unknown actor and a famous one. How many times do I have to say I'm sick of romance? Suddenly, Moon-gyu's gaze meets Jae-hee's. He seems slightly embarrassed and looks away. We started as trainees together. Moon-gyu gives a superior, contemptuous, and hateful smile. But now we belong to two different worlds. Jahi grits his teeth, slightly lowering his head. Damn it! What a ridiculous provocation. If I fall for it, I'll just give them a reason to laugh. So I don't need to play along. Jahi continues looking at the script, thinking to himself, let's go. Staying here will only satisfy Song Moon-gyu. Suddenly, a jolt runs through the finger gripping the page. A blue light flashes, startling Jahi. Huh. A system screen appears in front of him. Jahi's eyes widen. Ah, what's this? On the screen is a line of text. Youth Train can be absorbed. No more than that. Youth Train is the script I'm holding. The other person notices the commotion and looks over. Jahi, why are you standing still? Jahi forces a smile. Sunbai, about the Youth Train script, can I read it in the practice room? Wandian. The door closes. I must be going crazy. A series of system screens appear. The movie Life of a Villain can be absorbed. This script can absorb magic. Jahi kneels on the floor, touching the scripts one by one. This isn't an illusion. It's real. Jahi tilts his head. And this notification? The system screen displays, if you absorb the script, you will embody the described character 100%. Jahi ponders for a moment. No matter how I think about it, this isn't a dream. This kind of thing shouldn't be possible. But if I can really act perfectly, Moon-gyu's arrogant face appears in his mind. Me too. Jahi looks determined, his hand touching the chosen script. Damn it. Let's just do it. Absorb Youth Train. The pages flip quickly, as if blown by wind, reaching the end. Jahi can feel it. The character's life, and everything the author wanted to convey is flowing into his mind. If this is the case, the light forces Jahi to shield his eyes. Jahi's lips move, as you said. Kang Hyo-uk is my friend, so I couldn't see anything else. But you know, even in that mess, I was different. I'm 20 now. An image of a couple appears in his mind, a bouquet of roses used for confession. The world Kim, Kang Hyo-uk, and I live in are completely different. Jahi repeats the lines from the script. Thoughts race through his mind. I can act perfectly as soon as I absorb the script. It's like I'm really Lee Ujin saying those lines. This is real. Jahi stands up slowly, asking himself, I don't know why a power like this from a movie was given to me. He starts walking. But what's certain is I wasn't even nominated for any awards, and no place invited me to attend an award ceremony. Jahi recalls the old days watching award ceremonies on screen. I only ever watched other actors receive awards on TV before. A smile hangs on his lips, the light from his subconscious shining brightly. Jahi looks confident. Then maybe I can succeed too. Chapter 2. As Jahi grips the doorknob, he thinks, rookie actors are very lonely. They don't have crowds like idols. Instead of dreaming of debuting with the company's help, the ability to make the most of tiny needle-hole audition opportunities is more important. However, in auditions or within the company, there were already people destined for certain roles, and I was always completely excluded from that. But from now on, things will be a little different. Just as he enters, he sees a man ahead and asks, Team Leader Park, are you busy? The man sees him and replies, Huh, Jahi. What's up? Turns out he is Park Chan-ik, the leader of Management Team 1. It's no exaggeration to say that most of LNK's promising stars pass through his hands. Jahi asks the manager for some information about the upcoming movie. Surely, Team Leader Park, you've also received a role in Youth Train, right? I heard there are 3 new roles for Youth Train. Has the cast been confirmed yet? Alright. Chanik sees his interest. Why are you interested too? Yes, he tells Jahi. Well, you know Moon-gyu is the main role in Youth Train, right? Hearing this name, Jahi thinks, Song Moon-gyu and I were colleagues who went through our unknown days together. If we worked together, he might worry that I'd be uncomfortable. Despite thinking this, he replies, that's okay. All right, which role do you like? Jahi answers, I want to audition for the role of Kim Jo-hun. Seeing Jahi wants to choose a supporting role, the team leader pauses, frowning slightly, and says softly, Kim Jo-hun. The character Kim Jo-hun is the high school classmate of the male leads. He's another pillar of the story, a supporting character, but with his own important role. Chanik puts his hand on his chin, a little worried for him. Jahi, I know you're passionate about acting, but isn't taking on that role a bit pressured? It's a role that runs from episode 1 to 16. I have quite a lot of lines, and I think it's a great way to gain experience and get used to the camera. Jahi is determined to try. Please, let me audition. I want to do it as if this is my last chance. Seeing Jahi's determination, he finally agrees. Okay, if you want to, then fine. Seeing his acceptance, Jahi bows his head. Thank you, team leader. At the same time, someone approaches and asks, is Jahi also auditioning for Youth Train? The boy with a bright face continues, I'm also auditioning for Kim Jo-hun. Jae-hee thinks for a moment before remembering. He's Lim Joo-gun. In his second year since debuting, he's LNK's most promising rookie lately. Seeing he chose the same role, Lim Joo-gun smiles and shakes hands with Jae-hee. You'll be competing with me, Hyung. Let's both do our best. Yeah. He smiles somewhat mockingly. He must be thinking him? Lim Joo-gun remembers the Jae-hee from before. I'm at the office every day. No filming schedules, just hanging around the practice room trying my best. I'm well aware of how I look in the eyes of my juniors. As if knowing his calculations, Jae-hee silently affirms, but this time will be different. Now I'm absorbing scripts. I've grasped everything I need to know about Youth Train. Let's do our best. Not long after the audition day arrives, Jae-hee looks at the line of people here, sighing inwardly. I wonder how many people are auditioning for this movie. 7 people, including me. Among them is Joo-gun, while he frequently appears in supporting roles in weekend dramas and KTN series. Jae-hee glances at Joo-gun's smug face and thinks he doesn't even need to audition anymore. He has connections. Turning to see Jae-hee sitting next to him, Joo-gun asks, Hyung, have you prepared a lot? Jae-hee forces a laugh. Just a little bit. Joo-gun sighs deeply. You probably had a lot of time to prepare, Hyung. I've been so busy filming I couldn't even review the script properly. Hearing those words, Jae-hee just laughs it off. Oh, really? A woman's footsteps approach. Are all these people competitors? An assistant nearby hears and replies. No, they said they're holding auditions for other roles too. These must be them. He turns to look over the people present. They all look decent. Suddenly Chonic's voice rings out. Right? Everyone sees him arrive and says in unison, hello. A man points towards them and says, okay, everyone go in there and wait a bit. Turns out this is the casting director for Youth Train. Chonic hands Jae-hee a document and compliments him. Your makeup looks good. Seeing Jae-hee's nervousness, the manager offers encouragement. Don't be tense. First read this. Jae-hee takes it. Thank you, team leader. Seon-hae asks him curiously, what's this? Seeing this, the LEK team leader answers her, this is the script excerpt for the designated scene. The audition time has been delayed too long, so we'll skip the free acting part and only watch the designated dialogue. The sudden announcement catches her unprepared and she yells, what? Seeing the tense situation, someone in the room speaks up. The director has been holding auditions since 9 a.m. without a break. We have to be understanding. Hearing this, she says, even so, we prepared a lot for the free acting part. Seeing the thick script in his hand, Joo-gun asks nervously, excuse me, do we have to memorize all of this? Someone answers him, you don't need to memorize it. Instead of memorizing poorly and ruining your performance, it's better to just read it. As the auditioning actors hold the scripts, everyone looks uncomfortable and fearful, like the actress Jerry fearfully says, this is really awkward. Actress Seon-hae is annoyed. What's the context for this scene? While a male actor is confused, I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to. Only Jae-hee thinks, if I'm not nervous, I can do this. Casting director. All right, let's start the audition. The first person is Seon-hae. When she hears the director call her name, her face pales with worry. I'm doomed. Because of that, her audition ends very quickly in less than 5 minutes. Leaving the audition room, she grumbles, why didn't they let us do free acting? Seeing this, the team leader puts a hand on her shoulder comfortingly. It's okay, you did well. Knowing the actress next to him only auditioned for 5 minutes, Jae-hee starts to feel anxious. Next, Lim Joo-gun comes out of the audition room. The LEK team leader says, it must be over. The actress sees this. She asks, I heard many actors have already been confirmed. Is Moon-gyu definitely playing the lead role? Waspy. Hearing this, Joo-gun laughs. I think there's going to be a celebration party soon. Hopefully, it won't clash with my filming schedule. The team leader sees how happy he is. You look happy? Seems like your audition went well. Knowing the team leader noticed, he replies, it seems so. The producing PD here watched Strong Smash and recognized me. After interrupting actress Seon-hae, and the LEK team leader praises Joo-gun. Wow, that's a good sign. Of course, I knew Joo-gun Oppo would be chosen. Seeing everyone praise him, he laughs and says, it's nothing major. The casting director opens the door and calls the name of the next auditioner, Jae-hee. He answers, yes, that's me. As Jae-hee approaches the audition room, the LEK team leader pulls him back. He encourages him, do your best, okay? Don't be too nervous. Entering the room, he introduces himself. Are you Jo Jae-hee? Seeing the actor's face, the main director replies, yes, actor, Jo Jae-hee. You received the script excerpt correct. Jae-hee quietly says, yes. Seeing him empty-handed without holding the script like the other actors, the main director asks, but you're not holding it? Did you forget it? Seeing this, he replies to the director, I've memorized it all. Seeing he doesn't need the script, the director laughs. That's quite a bit. Are you bragging? Let's see. If you need to, then let's begin. I'll start from episode 3, minute 25. Jae-hee starts getting into character. You also think Kim Hyo-uk is the one who should be with So-yun, right? I don't think so. Has Min So-yun ever judged others based on money? End of this scene, next scene. Episode 4, minute 33. Let's start from the scene where Kim Jo-hun explodes. As soon as he finishes, Jae-hee gets into character. Hey, Lee Woo-jin, watch your mouth. Seeing him yell, the director and judges in the room are surprised. Do you know you're acting out of inferiority complex? Regardless of what the judges say, he continues acting in his role. Whether it's me, Min So-yun, or Ki-kang Hyo-uka, nobody cares about your useless background. Stop taking it out on me. When Jae-hee finishes his audition, the writer of Youth Train is surprised by his acting ability. She claps and praises, wow, truly chilling, and points out, in episode 1, there's a line about the pain of separation, a state clearly visible externally. When emotions run high, you habitually blink reflexively. Is that how you express it? Hearing the praise for his recent performance, Jae-hee rubs his head and answers, yes, I wasn't sure how you envisioned it, so I absorbed the script and acted like Kim Jo-gun himself. Hearing the answer, the series writer is very pleased. Excellent. That's exactly the image I envisioned when writing about it. When did you memorize all the lines? Jae-hee answers, I memorized everything 2 days ago. Hearing he memorized the script in such a short time, the main director wonders, the entire script up to episode 4 was sent to the company 2 days ago. I have a question for you. Did you memorize all the lines of 4 episodes and the excerpt in just 1 day? If the lines increase, or if the character themselves changes, can you still handle it? Hearing the promising questions from the main director, he confidently answers, of course. Seeing his confidence, the main director says, to him, all right, you can go now. Jae-hee, thank you. As Jae-hee leaves the audition room, the main director starts asking the casting director questions about him. Where did an actor like that come from? And he's been debuted for a while. Why are we only hearing about him now? Seeing the main director also praising Jae-hee, the series writer smiles happily and says, Director, you're thinking the same thing as me, right? The director immediately replies, right, or rewrite the entire script and make Kim Jo-hun the central character. Let's build the setting with a supporting character who has the aura of a main character. Chapter 3. A familiar figure catches Jae-hee's eye, making him unable to contain his excitement. Hyung! Looking at the older figure opposite him, he can't hold back his emotions. Lee Mun-sung-hyung, who endured the unknown days at LGK with me. Moon-sung smiles faintly upon seeing him. Oh, you're here. As soon as he finishes speaking, he rushes over and puts an arm around his shoulder. How was the audition? Jae-hee looks at him and replies somberly, same as when you were here, nothing new. Hearing this, Moon-sung can't help but ramble. Back then we used to go to auditions together, didn't we? Watching the person beside him rambling and gossiping, the corners of Jae-hee's lips curve up slightly. Moon-sung-hyung didn't give up acting because of his acting ability. If judged solely on skill, he's even better than Song Moon-gyu and me. He gave up his acting career because he lacked star quality. At the restaurant, Moon-sung slams the glass of alcohol in his hand onto the table. Damn it. He sighs in frustration. If I knew life would be this boring, I would have held on until the end. Jae-hee raises his glass, forcing a smile and reminding him, Hyung, drink moderately. Mun-sung is silent for a moment, sighs, gives a faint smile, and pours more alcohol. But, you know, looking at you, I think maybe it's fortunate that I can treat you to a drink after giving everything up. As the glass fills, he stops pouring and continues, they say no one can beat someone who perseveres. Seeing you persist like this, I believe you'll succeed someday. Hearing Moon-sung's words, Jae-hee is moved and turns his face away. Hyung, thank you. Moon-sung also turns to look at the bustling street scene outside and teases, too cheesy, drink up. Jae-hee remains silent, his gaze fixed thoughtfully into the distance. There's no easy path in this world. But pursuing acting is like going through a tunnel with no end. A pitch-black tunnel where you can't even see a glimmer of light. Seeing Jae-hee lost in thought, Moon-sung speaks up. So how's Moon-gyu still hogging all the spotlight? Hearing this, Jae-hee turns his face and replies, same as always. Hearing this, Moon-sung can't help but feel indignant. That ungrateful brat, he was the one who said we should help each other. So he changes immediately after succeeding. Seeing his anger, Jae-hee forces a comforting smile. Come on, Hyung. Let it go. Seeing this, Moon-sung becomes even more indignant, his anger flaring. They say the worst ones succeed first, damn it. Moonsung's indignant words also make Jae-hee uncomfortable. His hand clenches, but he forces himself to stay calm and reassures him. Forget it. Have a cigarette. Even so, his heart is heavy thinking about this old friend. I don't want to criticize Song Moon-gyu's success, but as you said, I also wonder why he changed so much. Leaving the restaurant, the two lean against a wall in a small alley. Moonsung tips, he says, the alcohol's starting to hit. Suddenly, he quickly takes out a cigarette pack and holds it out to Jae-hee. Want one? Seeing the pack in his hand, Jae-hee waves his hand dismissively. I'm good. I quit. Sensing the mood has dampened, Moonsung changes the subject. You said you auditioned for Youth Train. Did it go smoothly? Jae-hee replies nonchalantly, seems like it. Moonsung chuckles softly and asks again. You seem pretty confident. Who's the main role? Hearing this, Jae-hee sounds a bit dejected. Song Moon-gyu. As soon as he hears the name, Moonsung's expression stiffens. He glances at Jae-hee, his eyebrows furrowing slightly. Hey! Jae-hee lowers his head and scoffs. Song Moon-gyu is the male lead. The female lead is Jerry, and the supporting male lead is Kim Gi-yoon-oh. It's sure to get high viewership ratings. As if understanding the current situation, he throws his cigarette to the ground and stomps on it. What's wrong? Did Song Moon-gyu tell you to meet me? What was his reason? Jae-hee replies calmly. There wasn't any lengthy reason. Jae-hee's gaze is distant and thoughtful. It's just, he's about to speak, but pauses for a few seconds. Frankly, I'm sick of his success and being ignored. So, before this strange ability disappears, having thought it through, he continues somberly. I don't have the right to be picky anymore. Inside, he seems to have made up his mind. Little by little but surely. I will gradually take Song Moon-gyu's share. Just then, a message arrives from Team Leader Park. Jae-hee, come early tomorrow. Text me when you see this Kakao Talk message. Seeing the message, Jae-hee gives a faint smile. I need to participate in every possible audition. Finishing his thought. A wave of determination surges. The emotions I've experienced. I want Song Moon-gyu to taste them exactly the same way. Inside L&K, the gears that once turned quietly are now jammed. I've debuted, but my name doesn't even appear on portal sites. My experience is limited to a few university workshops, some small theater roles, and 1 or 2 commercial plays. In short, I'm just useless scrap metal. The next day, as soon as he steps into the room, he quickly attracts the attention of those inside. It's Jae-hee. The group buzzes, looking towards Jae-hee and whispering, I heard Jae-hee Appa was chosen instead of Ju-gun. Really, no way. He walks silently past the whispers, taking the position of the never-rusting gear Lim Ju-gun. Chanik sees him and laughs with satisfaction. Jae-hee, you're here. Saying this, he quickly takes out a cup of coffee and hands it to him. Here, take this first. Watching Jae-hee take the coffee cup, Chanik pats his shoulder contentedly. Then let's go to the waiting room. Jae-hee smiles without replying. Just as he's about to leave, a voice calls out from behind him, Jae-hee Hyung. Ju-gun looks at him with a forced smile. I heard you passed the audition, Hyung. Congratulations. Jae-hee is slightly surprised by this. Thanks. As soon as Ju-gun says what he needs to, he quickly leaves. I have a shoot, so I'm leaving now. Watching Ju-gun's retreating back as he hurries away, Jae-hee turns expressionlessly towards Chanik, thoughtful. Without this ability, maybe I would have the exact same expression, trying my best to hide my jealousy. Chanik turns his head, sees Jae-hee's expression, chuckles softly, and frowns. Jae-hee, your expression now doesn't look like when you were talking to Ju-gun earlier, right? Hearing this, Jae-hee is surprised. Huh? Chanik immediately explains. No, it's just that you look happy. Seeing you so relaxed makes me happy too. Seeing his own smile reflected in the mirror makes him feel a bit detached. Why do I suddenly feel so good? Maybe both Ju-gun and Song Moon-gyu? Just thinking of them as if understanding something, his face suddenly flushes. I finally realized they're no different from me. After chatting for a while, Chanik suddenly looks at Jae-hee, excited and happy. What is it really? The director is editing the script and changing the characters too. Seems like he's really obsessed with Jae-hee. Hearing Chanik's praise, Jae-hee can't help but laugh. Thank you, Hyung. Suddenly, a loud voice comes from outside. How annoying. What if my character disappears? The familiar voice ringing in his ears stuns him for a moment. From outside, Seon Hye storms, furiously confusing everyone around. They immediately move to intervene. Seon Hye, calm down a bit. From outside, Seon Hye storms furiously confusing everyone around. They immediately move to intervene. Seon Hye, calm down a bit. She hears this and lowers her voice. Okay? Takes a deep breath. Now, let's focus on the next audition. Her voice echoes outside, making Jae-hee focus intently listening. Then the door suddenly opens. Seon Hai walks in looking serious at Jae-hee. Appa, can we talk? Very quickly, the two go to a quiet place to talk. Please, Appa. Seon Hai grabs his hand, forcing an earnest smile. Can't you ask the director not to cut my role? I heard the director pays a lot of attention to you. Jae-hee, slightly disgusted, gently pushes her hand away. What? No way. Who said that? Even though he intentionally pushed her hand away, Seon Hai doesn't give up. Everyone, they said you did so well in the final audition that the script and roles were all changed. Just one word when you meet the director in the meeting. Director, do you need a role for the #1 rich classmate? That's enough? Finishing her words, she forces a sincere smile, clasping her hands and looking at him. Please. Seon Hai's current image reminds him of his own past self. The image he detests suddenly reappears, making him even more prejudiced against Seon Hai. A past he wants to forget is replaying. Thinking. Jae-hee speaks sternly. You know the script is decided by the writer and director, right? What right do I have to change anything? His blunt words stun her. For a moment, he recalls the past. There was a time I asked Song Moon-gyu for a supporting role, and back then, Song Moon-gyu told me this. Thinking, he looks seriously at Seon Hai. You now. Are you trying to tell me I'm responsible because you might have to re-audition because of me? As soon as he says this, her face turns pale. She stammers, looking at him. It's because of you? Shock, mixed with suppressed resentment, makes her explode in anger, shouting, You should have just done what you always do. Why go and memorize the lines like a madman? Do you really want to stand out that much? Seeing her erupt in anger, Jae-hee turns away dejectedly. It's truly hopeless. Hearing his confusing words, she is surprised. Huh, hopeless. He looks seriously at her. Hey Joe Seon Hai, in your entire life you've never seriously prepared for an audition. If your role gets cut during script editing, it just means you never showed enough ability to become irreplaceable. Saying this, he falls silent. At least, I thought you knew your place. I'm so disappointed. Finishing his words, he firmly closes the door, leaving Seon Hai outside, stunned and confused about what's happening. Chanek sees him enter the room and asks, What did Seon Hai say? Jae-hee smiles without answering. Seeing his expression, Chanek seems to understand. Seeing your face, I can guess. She's just complaining. She's jealous. So just be a little understanding. Saying this, Chanek looks at him slightly surprised. So where were we? Jae-hee calmly sits down, smiles, and says, The director. Hearing this, Chanek becomes serious. Ah, right. Director Moon Byung-cheon. Ha, this time he really needs a resounding success. Hearing this, Jae-hee thinks in surprise, Director Moon Byung-cheon? If this project fails, he might get stuck with weekend dramas or have to transfer to the planning department. Thinking, he speaks up. Just because of poor ratings, his position is shrinking. Hearing this, Chanek says, No, it's not like PDs work on fixed-term contracts. He looks seriously at the stack of papers in his hand. The fact the script was changed this time because of you proves it. The director is quite impulsive. That's why actors constantly complain about him. During filming, not to mention script edits, maybe even whole script pages will be added at the last minute. Hearing this, Jae-hee falls silent, rubbing his chin thoughtfully. Some actors have their screen time cut under the guise of artistry, while others get more lines. Since the number of episodes is fixed by contract, they can't completely remove characters, but they can still significantly reduce their importance. Chanek looks at him and speaks again. He always clashes with the main actor in every project. The management company has to handle this delicately. Even so, he's still a talented director. Hearing this, Jae-hee thinks again, I'm starting to get a feel for his style. Ultimately, he likes people who are obedient and easy to manage. Thinking this, he looks seriously at Chanek and voices his doubt. Did the director personally choose Song Moon-gyu? Hearing this, Chan-ik is slightly surprised. The production company also has some influence, but why do you ask? Hearing his words, Jae-hee gives a faint smile. I knew it. No way the director chose him himself. Anyway, Song Moon-gyu is arrogant and rebellious. They're trying to recoup the losses from his failed movie with a TV drama. Knowing Song Moon-gyu's arrogant personality, I wonder how long he can endure under such an erratic and old-fashioned director. He listens intently as Chanek talks a bit more. But anyway, then he obediently bows his head to greet him. Only when Chanek has completely left does Jae-hee reveal a smile. That's not my business. Chapter 4. First day of script reading. Moon-gyu holds the stack of scripts, slapping his forehead with one hand. Damn it, Jae secretly observes him. Watching him act and worry like this, Jae sighs, flipping through the script pages thinking, looks like he didn't read it carefully even though he said all romance scenes are the same. The memory system chimes. Content received. Movie Youth Train Episode 1, 100%. Episode 2, 100%. Episode 3, 100%. Episode 4, 100%. Byung Cheon opens the door and takes attendance. Is everyone here? He sits at the table, hands clasped in front of him. All right. Since this is the first script reading, let's get acquainted first. The others also focus and sit at the table. Everyone please briefly introduce yourselves. Today's reading will cover episodes 1 to 4. It might take more than half a day. He speaks first. I'm Song Moon-gyu, and I'll be playing Ujin. Next, she smiles, eyes crinkling. I'm Jerry, and I'll be playing So-yun. I look forward to working with everyone. He is the last speaker. I'm Jo Jae-hee, a new actor chosen for the role of Kim Jo-hun. I feel I've been given a role bigger than my abilities. I will always approach it with a humble heart. Enough to make an initial impression. The writer opens the script. First, I'll read the first episode and the first scene. He begins. Spring 2009. The main character of this work, Lee Ujin, comes from a poor family and has nothing but grit. On the other hand, Kim Kang-hyo-uk, a high school student who always gets out of trouble even when he causes it, because his father is a congressman. And the high school girl, So-yun, caught between these two men. She is the first love of both. Jerry gets into character waving her hands. I hope you two can be friends again like before. Next scene. After graduation, So-yun tries to mend their relationship. Moon-gyu slams his fist on the table. Friends like you said Kang Hyo-uk is my friend, so I was completely blind to everything else. In the neighborhood, no one bothered me, and that was entirely my world. He raises his voice, gripping the script so tightly the paper crumples. But you know what, among all those people, I was still different. Even though Kang Hyo-uk, who has a full life, is my friend, the world of Kim Kang-hyo-uk and the world I live in are completely different. Jae realizes this is the climax scene of episode 1 and also the first scene I act in. At this moment, he glances at Byung Cheon's attitude. However, he is rubbing his chin thoughtfully. He stands up, exploding into acting. Byung Cheon gestures with his hand. Wait a minute, Moon-gyu. Can you act it again, but hide your emotions a bit? Blower. He awkwardly clenches his fist. Hide them, Byung Cheon remarks. Yes. Right now you're showing too much emotion. Shouldn't there be a bit more humiliation since he's saying this in front of the girl he likes? Moon-gyu grits his teeth, suppressing his anger. Let me do it again. Jae knows it's a complex scene where he laments his circumstances different from Kim Kang-hyo-uk. This is a scene full of sadness and humiliation. Holding a water bottle, Jae secretly observes Moon-gyu. Right now, he's too emotional. I only see anger in his acting. Jae is so lost in thought he hasn't even opened the water bottle. That shows how shallowly he analyzes the character. After a while, the script reading continues. Since everyone has acting experience, the overall atmosphere isn't bad. Byung Cheon offers praise. So-yun, you did great. Jerry bows quickly. Thank you. Suddenly someone speaks up. However, the problem is, it's another character's turn. Gyun. Oh slams the table and yells, it's me, you know? Everyone jumps, staring blankly, not knowing what he means. Gyuno emphasizes, I'm Kim Kang-hyo-uk. Did you forget? This is the supporting male lead of the work, Kim Gyuno. Jae wants to laugh. They say he's a model, and he must have been chosen based on his popularity. Although Gyuno is also very eager, he probably swept all the awards. When he was learning the script, he even had a coach. Gyun Osi don't act like that in that scene. He learns very quickly. Oh yes, Jae silently laments. His looks are really wasted. Byung Cheon flips to another page. Well, then let's read the next scene. Jae immediately focuses his attention. The next scene with that dialogue. Finally, it's my turn. This will be S43, the final scene of episode 1. He goes to Ujin's house and drinks with him. Ujin's house. Ujin is squatting on the floor. Jae expresses emotion through his eyes, hands restless, looking worried. At that moment, there's a knock on the door. Moon-gyu's line, Jo-hun, is that you? Jae quietly replies, yeah. Jae imagines he's really standing in front of Ujin's house. Hurry up and open the door. He speaks softly again. I have something to say. Jaehee's fingers tap on the table, waiting. Moon-gyu confusedly fumbles through the papers. Wait, this page is, you talk as if you're superior? Do you think you can look down on me now? Jae continues his line smoothly. I never have, but maybe from now on I will. What are you doing? Causing trouble everywhere. At this point, There's a buzz of murmuring. He's speaking again, without looking right. This isn't the first episode, it's the second. I wonder how much he's memorized. She's astonished and hair standing on end. How can he act like that without any delay, without looking at the script? Ji-hee changes his tone, criticizing, "Hey Lee Woo-jin, don't act arrogant. Seeing this, you still don't understand. How long do you think the kids will side with you?" Moon-gyu uses a contemptuous tone. "Warning. What did you just say? From now on, you'd better be careful." Ji-hee turns his back to leave and hears Moon-gyu remind him, "There's someone always watching you very closely." Ji-hee suddenly interrupts. "Oh, I made a mistake. The line wasn't like this, right? I got confused." He looks apologetic. "I just spoke without looking at the script, so sorry, Moon-gyu." Moon-gyu lowers his guard. Looks like Ji-hee can make mistakes too. Good. What a human aspect. Moon-gyu curses under his breath. "This bastard? You should spend time reading the script carefully." After a while, the script reading finishes. Byung-cheon wants to encourage them. "Everyone worked hard. The script was suddenly edited. It must have been difficult for you to understand it, but you all analyzed it very well. As thanks tonight, let's have dinner together at a meat restaurant." Gi-yoon-oh is excited. "Are we having beef?" Byung-cheon grunts softly. "I'll think about it after the performance ends." Opening the door. Park Chan-ik is playing on his phone. He looks up. "Oh, finished? Hey, how are our kids doing?" Byung-cheon proudly pats Ji-hee's shoulder. This one. Truly a monster. I don't know where such an outstanding actor came from." Faced with Byung-cheon's favoritism towards Ji-hee, Moon-gyu curses quietly, "Damn it. Ridiculous." Park Chan-ik notices this and asks permission. "Director, if you don't mind, can I take these guys out for a bit?" "I can now. Reaching a deserted place, Moon-gyu explodes in anger. "Damn it. Just because you passed one audition, you think you're untouchable? Are you crazy?" Chan-ik quickly intervenes. "Hey, Moon-gyu, talk it out." Ji-hee whips his head around sarcastically. "Why blame me because you didn't prepare well?" Moon-gyu is furious. "Let go of me." Park Chan-ik struggles to advise him. "Moon-gyu, stop it." Moon-gyu is enraged. "The bastard who begged me to let him join once. What's he saying now? He just passed the audition and is already acting high and mighty." Chan-ik strains his face red. "Moon-gyu, stop." But he doesn't stop cursing. "Bastard. This is why I didn't want to work on a project with that nobody." Ji-hee is stunned. "The reason Song Moon-gyu ignores me?" Park Chan-ik shouts loudly, "Song Moon-gyu." Only now does Ji-hee understand. Once you've tasted success, the lives of failures must seem trivial in your eyes. Moon-gyu screams. "Didn't you see that bastard deliberately saying nasty things while I was reading the script? As if wanting me to listen. Didn't you see?" Ji-hee turns his head away, not wanting to hear the insults from his mouth anymore. It's humiliating to have to work on a project with that pitiful bastard. "But why didn't you stop him from being chosen for the role?" Chan-ik is almost losing his patience. "Damn it, you still won't stop." Ji-hee really wants to confront Moon-gyu. "In your eyes, I must look like a disaster, as if just touching me would infect you with a disease preventing success. Is that the despicable reason?" Ji-hee enters the restaurant alone first. Omirin enthusiastically calls him, Hey, sit here." She stands up waving. "Why are you only arriving now? Hurry up and come in." Ji-hee is embarrassed. "I'm sorry for being late," Sunbae-nim. He volunteers to help everyone. "Give me the grilling tongs, I'll grill from now on." Omirin claps. "Oh my. Then let's see your grilling skills." Just then, Moon-gyu enters with a sullen face alongside Park Chan-ik. She tilts her head. "Oh, you're here." He walks past the table where Ji-hee is. Omirin finds it strange. "Why don't you come sit here?" She shows concern. "The meat at that table isn't even fully cooked yet." Moon-gyu makes up an excuse. "It's okay. My stomach feels a bit upset." Omirin laughs loudly, implying she understands the issue. She stands up. "The main actor should sit right in front of the director, right? How rude, that's disrespectful." After sitting down, Omirin rests her chin on her hand and sighs. Is he always like that? Behaving like this right from the start isn't a good sign. Ji-hee reluctantly gives a vague answer. "I'm not very close to him either. There's one obvious thing: everyone knows how small this industry is in Korea." He smiles warmly. All right, everyone start eating." The reason a famous actor in Korea suddenly disappears, the way an unknown rookie suddenly appears on all 3 major TV networks. She says sarcastically, "If your stomach is upset, then why come to a grill restaurant?" Ultimately, everything starts from small, subtle impressions like this. Chapter 5. She raises her glass with everyone. Sunbae-nim Omirin. She exudes quiet authority and has clear expectations for her juniors. Ji-hee tries to behave well. Precisely because of this, if he makes a good impression on a veteran senior like her, it means future work will be smoother. Because gaining favor from an actor like her, this can be considered a pretty good start. Byung-cheon holds his glass, stands up, and speaks. This is a pretty good start. Everyone did great today. Everyone's acting was wonderful. Let's keep up the good work. Everyone enthusiastically toasts to this meal. The other actors take turns pulling him over. Ji-hee come over here too. Ji-hee bottoms up for the first glass. The next morning, sunlight shines on his face, waking him up. Ji-hee groans softly, eyes fluttering open drowsily. Suddenly, he startles and sits bolt upright in bed. Because he sat up too quickly, Ji-hee feels a bit dizzy. My head? Am I crazy? How much did I drink after all? Suddenly, he looks at his surroundings, feeling dazed. Wait a minute. There's a computer desk here. This doesn't look like the dorm. Ji-hee's mother unexpectedly opens the door. You're awake. He stares blankly. Mom, she looks displeased. You came home very late. If it weren't for Mun-sung, you'd have been sleeping on the street with your mouth wide open freezing. Only then does Ji-hee remember. Right. Yesterday I was in such a good mood. Then Moon-sung-hyung suggested a second round. She urges him, come out quickly. Mom made bean sprout soup. He rubs his temples. Home? Ji-hee steps out of bed. Still the same. He looks at the picture frame and smiles. Still in debt. But the warmth in this house has never disappeared. Ji-hee walks into the living room. However, the strange and uncomfortable memories are also there. She always trusted him. Mom just hopes you'll do well. Surely Ji-hee knows what he's doing. Why are you being so sensitive? He is astonished. When Mom worries slightly, are you under a lot of pressure? She sits at the table. You haven't been home much lately? Ji-hee waves his hand. No, I've been fine lately. His mother smiles affectionately. That's good then. Ji-hee sighs inwardly. My mom? Even though she's aged, she's still beautiful. I got my looks from her. He scoops a spoonful of rice. She asks kindly, is it good? Ji-hee chews his rice. Yes, it's delicious. His mother confides, even if you come home drunk, Mom is still happy to see you. I even made stir-fried dried radish and bean sprout soup. Don't you think Mom plays the role of a mother very well? Ji-hee can only laugh heartily. Just as he scoops another spoonful, she hesitates again. So, even if not often, can you visit home once in a while so Mom misses you less? Ji-hee's mother is slightly hesitant. It's just having a warm, home-cooked meal together as a family. It's really nice. He puts his spoon down, thinking, if it were the old me, I would have thought Mom was just acting. Because I haven't succeeded, I felt unworthy to face my family. But now it's different. Ji-hee announces briefly, December 18th, 10 p.m. SBC's short drama, Youth Train. She looks stunned. He says clearly, from now on, Mom will get to see my face more often. Ji-hee's mother is surprised. What did you say? He gives her a surprise. I passed the audition. Ji-hee's mother covers her mouth in shock. This time, Mom can look forward to it. Inside, Ji-hee feels content. Because now, I finally have a reason to speak confidently. She yells excitedly, my son is amazing. Let's eat out today. Ji-hee is happy seeing his mother so overjoyed. Oh no, this isn't the time to talk about this. She tells her husband, honey, come quick. There's big news to tell. It's important. Ji-hee suddenly feels it. This is it. Seeing his mother excitedly making phone calls to brag. The moment I've been waiting for since I started acting. News about the movie is posted online. MBB Korea Moon-gyu confirmed for upcoming SBC drama Youth Train. The drama will feature a thrilling love triangle similar to After Pick. New actor Jo Jae-hee from the same agency LEK as actor Song Moon-gyu will play Kim Jo-hun, a supporting character portraying deep friendship. She scrolls through her phone exclaiming, oh my goodness, my son is in the news. Jae-hee takes the phone. Come on, they just happened to put my name in. His mother covers the phone speaker. Just what things like this must be bragged about immediately, right? She hurriedly tells the person on the other end, hey Yang, he's Mom. My son is going to be on TV, December 18th, 10 p.m. Youth Train. Jae-hee goes into his room and closes the door. He collects himself, organizing his thoughts. All right then, time to look at the scripts team leader Park gave me. It was the night we went out to eat with everyone. He gave them to me on the way back from the dinner party last night, saying it was a gift. Must have been drunk. Jae-hee holds the scripts, feeling moved. Thank you, Hyung. The more I think about it, the more grateful I feel. In total, I received 3 scripts. Artists of Myanmar, A Woman's Cry. These are all new movies starting production later this year. Bus Driver. He picks up this script pondering. Should I start by absorbing Bus Driver first? Just as Jae-hee opens it, a blue light reflects onto his face. System notification. Script synchronization rate has reached maximum, 77%. Following that, another reminder. Script synchronization rate has reached maximum, unlocked completion rate of unreleased movies. Jae-hee wonders, completion rate. What's that? 67-100. It lists unreleased film 77%, Artists of Myanmar 67-100, A Woman's Cry 58-100, Bus Driver 62-100, 58-100, 62-100. He stares intently. A score out of 100? Or a download percentage, but clearly, Jae-hee predicts. It says completion rate. He picks up the script. Could this be? More messages appear. Miracle in Cell number 7, 92-100. The Attorney, 96-100. Sweet Love, Bitter End, 45-100. Jae-hee carefully considers. Miracle in Cell number 7 and The Attorney. Both are considered masterpieces in Korean film history. Both scored over 90 points. Looking at the low-scoring film, Sweet Love, Bitter End, 45-100. Songpro's failed debut work, Sweet Love, Bitter End didn't even reach 1.5 million viewers. Only 45 points. He immediately beams. So, does this mean it also displays the script's completion rate? Jae-hee is very pleased with this ability. Completion rate doesn't equate to box office success, but at least I can filter out quality works. He touches another script. In this case, Youth Train 2. However, the system responds Youth Train. Absorption does not work with incomplete scripts. Jae-hee is astonished. No number displayed, he quickly guesses. Absorption doesn't work with incomplete scripts. What does that mean? So, dramas filmed in the shoot-as-you-go style can't be absorbed. Jae-hee decides to throw out all the junk scripts. Looks like Youth Train and most other dramas will fail. Even so. Now, I understand better. The works he discarded all had low scores, 67 points, 58 points, and 62 points. Jae-hee makes a decision. I don't need to force myself to take projects like that. He encourages himself. There are many other works. I just need to wait patiently for a project where I'm sure I can succeed. The next day, Jae-hee arrives at the company looking around cautiously. Team leader. Seeing no one he guesses. It's just after lunch, so they've either gone out filming, or this is the perfect opportunity. Suddenly, Park Chan-ik appears, raising a hand in greeting. Oh, Jae-hee, you're here. He makes small talk. You look well rested, looking quite fresh. Jae-hee is embarrassed. After paying the alcohol tax each time I get a whole day off the next day, then Park Chan-ik fiddles with his phone. Right? As long as you rested well, that's good. More importantly, I have big news. Wait a moment. Jae-hee is surprised. Big news? He speaks into the phone. Ah, right. Yes, that's correct. From LEK. Yes, he just arrived. Footsteps sound from behind. Park Chan-ik greets. You're here? Jae-hee nervously turns his head to look back. He stares in shock at the sneakers. That person is... Chapter 6. Their faces look panicked. The man stands behind Jae-hee with a sinister smile. He enters with a girl raising a hand to greet Jae-hee. Long time no see ya? Chan-ik prompts him to greet them. These are the people you'll be working with from now on. You know Jack, right? He's the road manager. The guy looks slightly confused. The person standing next to you is... The blonde girl raises her hand in greeting. Chan-ik continues, This is Liang Mi. She previously worked at another company and just joined us recently. From now on, she'll be the stylist in charge of you. I've handed over the schedule and necessary information to Jack. So you just need to receive it and follow along. Jack cheerfully replies, Okay, Jae-hee, but Hyung, you still do all that yourself. Chan-ik looks slightly surprised hearing Jae-hee say that. Hyung, you're a director now. You don't need to be a manager anymore, right? Chan-ik looks slightly flustered. There's a severe shortage of managers these days. The pay is low, the work is hard. Besides, once you start doing it, it's far different from what you imagine about the entertainment industry. But I'm not complaining. It's been a while since I was a road manager. Feeling nostalgic, it'll probably be fun. Definitely. If a veteran manager like Jack is on set, it's much more reassuring. Liang Mi is on the phone. Is something wrong? Should I have shaken hands when we first met? You really are different. Jack looks embarrassed, his face red as a tomato. I'm Jae-hee. I look forward to working with you. Jack. All right, let's move somewhere else and discuss work. He happily shakes Liang Mi's hand. Jack holds a folder of documents, handing one to each person. Okay, what I just gave you are the ideas for the movie's teaser trailer. This Saturday, we'll shoot the teaser and take poster photos for Youth Train. Liang Mi's eyes are full of passion. These photos are the concepts I arranged after meeting the costume team leader for Youth Train. Jae-hee holds the draft, looking it over carefully, surprised. You did all this in just 2 days. Jack, the teaser concept is a train journey. It's a fairly common idea, but it fits perfectly with Youth Train. Lee Ong-mi points to the document binder. Inside are the outfits I designed. The costumes will emphasize the character Jo Hun's profession as a journalist, so we aimed for a simple and modern style. Jack holds the draft folder, his face beaming. It's so harmonious. Jack, we haven't even started yet, but if problems arise, maybe we'll just scrap it. Jack sounds like he's just talking. But when I see you coming to the company every day diligently reading scripts, I think, sooner or later, you'll shine. Jack laughs awkwardly, eyes flustered. That sounds really touching. He turns to Liang Mi. Do you know how his eyes look when he reads the script? Full of ambition, yet trying his best to hide it. Don't get me wrong. People need a little ambition, right? So what now? Now I'll have to pay more attention to the expressions on your face. Jack, now Ji, what do you think now? He laughs mixed with a bit of awkwardness. This is a bit weird. Ji, you're more ambitious than I thought. He puts his hand down on the table, still feeling something is missing. Ji laughs. Not necessarily. Liang Mi turns to ask, you look so happy already. All that's left is to shine, right? Jack turns to explain to her. Liang Mi, since this is your first time meeting him, you don't know much about him. But I've known him for a long time. Honestly, my intuition is always right. She sits drinking orange juice, her expression quite calm. I'm not so sure. Jae-hee isn't shy or trying to hide emotions. At this moment, his face is relaxed. I'm telling the truth. Liang Mi, you also have a habit of scrutinizing every word, don't you? Jack slams his hand on the table. Stop it. His face is cheerful. You're both right, Jack. You two are really funny. Anyway, why don't we have dinner to celebrate the actor's debut before heading home? Jack looks pleased. Dinner sounds great. What about you, Liang Mi? She also replies cheerfully. Not bad. They stand in front of a restaurant. Jae-hee, why don't we have pork bone soup for dinner? Liang Mi is delighted. I love pork bone soup. Jack and Liang Mi have prepared a perfect stage for him. The teaser shoot will take place the day after tomorrow. Jack is in a great mood. All right, now how should we have fun? The next day they meet downstairs. Jack calls out, Young Jack. He looks surprised. Jae-hee, you're out early. I was planning to call you in 10 minutes. Jae-hee scratches his head, flustered. This is the first shoot. I guess I was a bit nervous, so I naturally woke up. Did you sleep well, Hyung? Jack sleep. Do you know how long I've been running long distance? I still find the early morning air the most pleasant. Shall we go now? Jack opens the car door and gets in, seeing Liang Mi already inside. Liang Mi greets him. He replies cheerfully, Hello, Liang Mi. Eidas, aren't you tired? Liang Mi recalls the scene last night where they were passed out drunk on the table. She laughs delightedly. Not at all. Jae-hee seems to remember something. I'm pretty sure it was just 2 days ago. We even went for a third round and then passed out. Liang Mi doesn't understand what on earth he's thinking. The more Jae-hee looks, the more he thinks she's a very special person. Jack cheerfully says, All right, let's go. Jack looks out the window, lost in thought. It's 5 a.m. now. Still 4 hours until call time. But there's still a lot to prepare before the shoot begins. Our actor is ready. With this makeup, your style is unbelievable. Liang Mi adjusts his outfit. What do you think of the clothes? Jae-hee's face is happy. They're great. Jack, just great. Moon Gyu and Kim Gi-yoon Ho are in big trouble now. Anyone standing next to Jae-hee will be overshadowed. Completely overshadowed. Liang Mi. Of course, he doesn't lose out in terms of looks, so honestly, he looks good in anything. Jack, no. I think Liang Mi also has a very refined eye for choosing outfits. If I wore that, I definitely wouldn't look as good. Liang Mi teases him back. That's pretty obvious too. Jack, all right, we're ready? Jack looks suspiciously, slightly teasing Liang Mi. Turns out you're the type who knows how to hit the nail on the head, huh? Liang Mi, really? Jae-hee suddenly thinks, but this feeling is definitely different from when I wear my own clothes. He adjusts his jacket and walks off. Even the air I'm breathing makes me get into character more, feeling like I'm more in character. He thinks back to the scene of everyone surrounding him. Above all, for the first time, I felt admiring gazes. He gets out of the car and calls Jae-hee. He replies, Yes, what is it? Young Jack, let's go. That day, on the way to the filming location for Youth Train, for some reason I couldn't fall asleep. Chapter 7. Jack's voice rings out, reminding him, Jae-hee, we're almost there. Hearing this, Jae-hee quickly leans his head to look out the window. Seeing the scenery outside makes him unable to help but feel delighted. A small shop bathed in sunlight along with the red color of the leaves surprises Jae-hee, making him exclaim, Wow, it really fits the movie's atmosphere right. He lightly touches the small screen in his hand. We still have about 20 minutes until call time. Jack sees this, turns his head, and asks, "What do you want to do?" "Wait a bit." Jae-hee seems unable to wait any longer and replies, "No, I'll go say hello." He opens the car door, preparing to get out when Jack's voice comes from behind. "Are you sure?" "Well, I guess so. This is the first shoot. Maybe doing this is better. Let's go together." Jae-hee laughs and replies, "Ha ha, okay." He runs while calling out, "Director." Ahead, the film crew has almost fully arrived. Jae-hee walks over excitedly. "Hello, Sunbanim, are you doing well?" Byung-cheon sees him and replies cheerfully, "Of course. Jae-hee, you're here early." Hearing the compliment from him makes Jae-hee scratch his head shyly. "Haha, it just turned out that way naturally." Suddenly, Byung-cheon puts his hand on Jae-hee's shoulder, cutting him off. What perfect timing. The director and someone from the crew pull together. "You came at just the right time." Jae-hee is dragged along like this, not knowing what's going on. They push Jae-hee forward into the light and say, "Come on, stand here." Both look at him smiling and nodding repeatedly. Just as expected. The orange light from the lamp shines on him, making him look no different from the movie's main character. The director outside can't help but praise, "Looks great." Jae-hee looks towards the two, slightly speechless. Maybe because they're about to be pushed out of the short film series. They're really motivated. Suddenly someone calls. Director Byung-cheon turns his head to look. Ah, Jerry and Gano are here too. The two walk over together. "Hello, everyone." "Hello, Jae-hee Sunbenim." Byung-cheon cheerfully walks towards them. Coming here so early in the morning, everyone must have worked hard. After greeting them briefly, Byung-cheon turns and says, "All right, seems like all the actors are here, so let's discuss the storyboard while having a hot cup of coffee." Suddenly, the writer notices someone is missing, making Byung-cheon pause. Director, there's still one person who hasn't arrived." Byung-cheon scratches his head, slightly annoyed. It's this late and still not here. Who is that actor?" He hesitates and replies, Song Moon-gyu hasn't arrived yet." Hearing the answer, Byung-cheon is astonished. He hesitates and replies, Song Moon-gyu hasn't arrived yet." Hearing the answer, Byung-cheon is astonished. He turns to ask Chanik, "When is Song Moon-gyu arriving?" "I'll contact him right away." The writer quickly calls the assistant. "Check if Moon-gyu has arrived yet. I just called. They said he'll be here in 5 minutes." Hearing this, Byung-cheon yells angrily, "What, late on the very first day of shooting? Hey you should have checked beforehand." Jae-hee stands aside, watching everyone panic, thinking thoughtfully, "It's not the assistant director's fault, but even so, I still feel guilty." Suddenly, Jack speaks up, reassuring him, "Don't worry too much. It's all just for show." Hearing this, Jae-hee turns his head blankly. Jack quickly explains, "They're just putting on a performance for us. It's their subtle way of saying if you're late, someone else will be unfairly blamed later." Jack quickly explains, "They're just putting on a performance for us. It's their subtle way of saying if you're late, someone else will be unfairly blamed later." Finishing, he pulls the car door open for Jae-hee. "Hurry up and get in. It's cold." Later, Jae-hee sits silently inside the car, unconsciously looking outside. Jack sees him like this and can't help but speak up. "Moon-gyu wasn't like this at first. After becoming the lead, he picked up bad habits from seniors." "Like what?" Jae-hee asks, while unbuckling his seatbelt. "What else?" He recalls the image of Moon-gyu standing center stage giving a speech, then continues, "He thinks he's the main role. Since filming doesn't start exactly at 9 a.m., he wants to push the call time later so he doesn't have to wait. He's trying to train the production team." As soon as he finishes speaking, Jack opens the car door and gets out. Jae-hee suddenly frowns and turns back to ask, "Do they really have to confront the production team? Like that? Can't they just get along?" Jack suddenly turns his head back and says, "Moon-gyu, when he was a rookie, he used to say exactly what you're saying now." Hearing that, Jae-hee freezes, perhaps not thinking he himself would become the second Moon-gyu. Jack scratches his head, slightly annoyed. I should go say something to him." Suddenly, a piercing scream rings out. "Hey, you bastard, late on the very first day of shooting. What do you think you're doing?" Hearing this, Jae-hee suddenly falls silent. Unbeknownst to him, Lee Ang-mi has come up behind him, advising, "Don't be too tense, Appa." She glances towards the group. Instead of letting an assistant director who doesn't even know him well take the blame, it's better if we scold him first. Reaching this point, Lee Ang-mi looks annoyed. On the outside, everyone smiles and talks, but behind the scenes, it's all infighting. Just internal politics. Nothing more, nothing less. Hearing this, Jae-hee chuckles softly, agreeing with her. That's right. He thinks to himself, How pitiful. The production team managers, director, and even the actors, all hiding knives behind smiles fighting for control. He stands under an invisible knife as if he too is a victim of that fate. But the most pitiful sight of all, as he thinks, he glances towards the nearby car. Suddenly, Moon-gyu rushes out of the car, not even having time to put on his jacket. "Oh, I'm sorry. My manager took the wrong way. Where's the director?" He walks towards Byung-cheon explaining. Jae-hee asks, slightly annoyed, "What is he doing?" Lee Young-mi beside him replies, "Just another performance." Jae-hee continues incredulously, "Does he really think doing that will work?" It does. Lee Ang-mi watches the sight of Moon-gyu trying to curry favor with him. Who would dare say anything when a main actor rushes in like that? Ji-hee clenches his sleeve thinking, no, he picked the wrong opponent. Jae-hee recalls the conversation between him and Park Chan-ik. Song Moon-gyu isn't even one of the actors personally chosen and valued by director Moon Byung-cheon. Director Moon Byung-cheon is famous for frequently conflicting with main actors. Park Chan-ik's eyes showed some caution. He's not the type of soft director easily fooled by actors' clever excuses. In the drama industry, he's an unpredictable troublemaker. A troublemaker, a director wielding a blade under the name of art, a director with unshakable pride refusing to change his methods. Jae-hee looks in that direction and speaks up. "I don't think that will be effective." Suddenly applause rings out, drawing everyone's attention. Seeing Byung-cheon's smile surprises Jae-hee. "All right, well then." Byung-cheon's next words astonish Chan-ik. "Now then, our great actor Song has arrived." Lee Ang-mi beside him can't hold back laughter. Everyone around hears this, their faces paling. "Let's start before sunrise." Although he's smiling, the implication of his words is the complete opposite. We wouldn't want to waste the precious time of our great actor Song, right? Turns out he wasn't calmed down, but mocking him. Moon-gyu sees this confused. Chapter 8. Director Byung-cheon turns, looking at Moon-gyu with obvious annoyance. I guess you didn't hear me clearly, right? We need to prepare for shooting immediately. You're late." Moon-gyu continues making excuses, turning his face away, avoiding the director's piercing gaze. "Ah, yes, I'm late. Sorry, because my manager took the wrong way." Before he can finish, director Byung-cheon cuts him off, his voice full of sarcasm. "Well, then I guess we need to change the navigation system, right?" Hearing that sentence, Moon-gyu freezes. Outwardly, he still maintains a smile, but inside, his mind is blank. He's speechless, not knowing how to retort. Not just Moon-gyu, Jae-hee is the same, surprised by the director's words. Meanwhile, Lee Ang-mi, behind Jae-hee, is covering her mouth, shaking with laughter. Still unable to hold back, she bursts out laughing. "Ha ha 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 ha, funny. He really has a fiery personality. As they say, the best performance is an argument." Yang-mi commented, still finding it hilarious. Jae-hee beside her didn't know what else to say and just forced a smile. "Ah ha ha, I understand." Yang-mi playfully added, "Next time remember to bring popcorn too." "Okay, I'll bring it," Jae-hee replied perfunctorily, but her inner thoughts were different. "Ms. Yang-mi, you're scarier than I thought." Ending the brief, not-so-pleasant conversation, the screen switched to an introductory video. It was like the moment before the main course is served in a multi-course meal, or, in other words, it's served as an appetizer. Unlike a teaser that offers a taste, this aimed to pique viewers' curiosity with a short, unrelated video to the actual content. The camera panned to a girl waiting for a train. The narration began. "You and I, all of us." The girl boarded the train, her face finally revealed with a slight smile on her lips and eyes looking up as if anticipating a bright future. Golden sunlight filled the space around her, red autumn leaves swayed in the breeze, a beautiful scene. At the same time, a young man sat on the train looking out the window, both seemingly the main characters of the story. The youth train, which was also the title of this movie. Scene change. Everyone in the crew exclaimed after watching it. "Amazing." The introductory video was still playing on the computer screen. Currently, the youth train is ranked second on the real-time trending list. The response is fantastic. Look at the quality of this video. The colors are incredible. They said they invested a lot. And indeed, there's no trace of cheap CG technology. The film crew is truly on another level. Joining in the excited atmosphere in the manager's office, Jack laughed, put his arm around Jae-hee's shoulder and praised him. "Oh my, look at our actor, he's really captivating everyone." Jae-hee was embarrassed. "Oh man, come on. I only appeared for a fleeting moment after her. I'm barely visible." Jae-hee appeared gliding past behind the gently flowing hair of the lead actress. Jack continued to tease him. "Stop pretending to be modest, you completely stole the spotlight, my friend," someone in the group chimed in. holding up a phone. So how does it feel to see it on the real-time trending list? On that person's phone screen, a ranking website was displayed 18th rookie actor of the youth train. Jahi couldn't help but feel delighted, though. Of course, compared to others, it wasn't much. Still, Jahi took the phone, joy evident in his eyes and expression. My face is on the internet, that's exciting. Dozens of social media posts and news articles appeared before his eyes. Comments, attention recognition, everything I've been waiting for, and the feeling of falling into the devil's temptation without being able to escape seemed like an imaginary scene in his inner world. But this was definitely his joy. Jack, standing nearby, shared the joy. The current response is amazing. Since the rival programs are quite weak this time, we can expect a good result. Another person added, with this momentum, we'll easily reach a 10% rating. Jahi also joined in the fun. Haha, that's the spirit, my friend. You've worked really hard, too. Suddenly, a shouting voice interrupted his sentence. I said, I'm not watching that thing. Amidst everyone's cheerful and excited atmosphere, only Muno showed open displeasure. Jahi froze, turned to look at the corner of the room, and saw Muno panting in annoyance, his hands clenched into fists. Near him was his assistant, equally surprised and a bit bewildered. What's wrong? I just wanted to say you looked great in that trailer, so just watch it. Ignoring the kind advice from the person next to him, Muno continued to shout. Damn that trailer, it's just full of cheap B-movie emotions. He shoved his assistant's shoulder, stormed off, truly a pathetic show-off. His assistant, still bewildered, stammered his name. Mungua? Even the casting director couldn't understand his incomprehensible attitude, that arrogant attitude of his. Hey, what's wrong with him? He's so scary I don't even dare to talk to him. Manager Jack sighed, put his hand to his forehead, and began to recount what happened at the filming location the day before. Director Cheon was sitting on a chair. He had headphones around his neck, holding a rolled-up script like a small megaphone and a clapperboard in his hand. Cut. Let's do it again. Hey, what's with the atmosphere here? Weren't we supposed to finish filming everything before noon and then shoot the poster? We need to hurry up and film. From this tone, it was clear the director was still annoyed with Muno's lateness and was trying to make things difficult for him. Unlike the director, Moon Yu, currently playing the lead male role in the film, had to stand and film quite a few scenes. Clearly displeased with how the director was making things difficult for him, he turned and glared as if he wanted to pounce on the person sitting on the chair and giving orders. Mr. Cheon continued to sigh. Seriously, did you forget this is a tourist spot? In a little while, a bunch of kids will be riding bikes on the tracks. Just you wait and see. After a few moments, Mr. Cheon still seemed dissatisfied, constantly asking Moongyu to redo the scene. Cut, do it again. The people standing around couldn't help but whisper among themselves. That scene wasn't that bad, was it? Why is the director reacting like this? It's just to establish discipline, replied a boy wearing glasses. It might be different elsewhere, but on my set, don't even dream of swaggering around and copying an attitude on my turf. The logistics team behind them was also in a difficult position because they had exceeded the rented filming time and immediately called to ask for an extension. Sir, excuse me, but can we extend the filming time for another hour? Outside Jahi's spot, the words of someone standing next to Director Cheon accidentally reached his ears. We don't have much time left on the filming permit. Can't you go a little easier? Those words didn't reach Director Cheon's ears at all. He yelled at Moongyu. Cut, put more emotion into your expression. Hearing the director's harsh words, Moongyu's face fell his mouth as if silently cursing him. Back to the present. Seriously, when the director and actor don't get along, it's the crew in the middle who suffers. Jack continued. Well, in the end, he was the only one who got scolded badly that day. The staff in the room sighed. But why, out of everyone? He had to touch the director's sensitive spot. I'm sure the team leader explained the director's situation. Did he forget? The conversation continued among the staff. I know that actor's personality. Maybe he tried to hold back more because it's the lead role. Still, this time it's his fault. If he's late from the very first shoot, what authority does the director have left? That's right, it's his fault. He always has that competitive streak like a fighting cock. Oh dear, the upcoming shoot is going to be exhausting. What are our seniors going to do from now on? I can't go to the set anymore. The bespectacled staff member rubbed his chin, his face pensive. Anyway, he's not the type to be completely thoughtless. Is that the reason? Just because the director scolded him a bit, he flared up like that. Team leader Jack glanced sideways, seemingly noticing that remark. At this moment, Jahi was pouring himself a cup of coffee, thinking to himself, well, the reason does sound a bit weak. Although Moongyu is the main character, he's not the type to lose control to the point of ruining his own career. After pouring his coffee, Jae-hee slowly walked over. Team leader Jack was still mid-sentence. Actually, there's another issue. What is it? Everyone asked. Jack's eyes flickered towards Jae-hee meaningfully. Following suit, everyone looked at him. Jae-hee. What about Jae-hee? Everyone wondered, puzzled by team leader Jack's implication. At this moment on Jae-hee's face, the center of everyone's attention, he was smiling faintly, his face full of confidence. Chapter 9. Ginkgo leaves slowly fell with the wind. A voice called, Jae-hee, what about Jae-hee? He stood silently on the road, his eyes downcast, full of thoughts. The director shouted, Cut, all right. It was Byun Cheon sitting with a colleague who excitedly jumped up and gave him a thumbs up, praising him profusely. Your expression is absolutely perfect, your eyes looking to the past, 60% tragic. The person next to him also laughed in agreement. That's right. The six of them looked at each other and grinned. Jae-hee thought to himself, this reaction is completely different from Moon-gyu's shoot. He forced a smile, his eyes squinting, wanting to say thank you, but couldn't get a word in as the two of them kept praising him. The feeling of disharmony between a glorious past and a broken friendship. How could you convey that emotion with just your eyes, Jae-hee? You're really bringing this movie to life. Hearing this, he started to feel embarrassed and unconsciously touched his face. Come on, he thought, then silently analyzed those flattering words. Do-hun is a character the director personally created, so it's understandable that he has a special fondness for him. Normally, compliments like these would liven up the atmosphere on set, but, damn it, he looked towards the sound that was interrupting his train of thought. In the bustling film set, Moon-gyu sneered hastily, put on his jacket, and walked towards him. It must be fun having a good relationship with those B-list actors, huh? The two confronted each other. Jae-hee continued to think, but if that chemistry ends up stealing the lead role, then that's a different story. He retorted Moon-gyu's words, leaving him stunned. What about you? You can't even satisfy these B-list actors. Moon-gyu froze at his attitude, only able to ask, what Jae-hee gaining momentum pressed on, stop acting like a sulky child, just do your job well. Moon-gyu stammered again, looking at him laughing heartily and saying, you shouldn't cause trouble for others just because you made an NG mistake anymore. NG in film production language is short for no good, used to indicate a failed take. Moon-gyu was furious, his hands clenched into fists. Everyone around, including Byun Cheon, flinched at the curse. You bastard! You damn bastard! Park Chan-wook crossed his arms, his face flushed with indignation, speaking up amidst the confusion on set. Is he swearing in front of the director and staff? Jae-hee was sipping his coffee, watching the two in front of him babble. Moon-gyu. Oh, Moon-gyu, what on earth is wrong with him? The camera isn't recording right. I told him he needs to manage his image better. Does the director know no news has leaked out? Has it? He raised his glass, contemplating. No matter how well team leader Park handles it, this incident will surely become a stain on Moon-gyu's career. He stared at the coffee cup, imagining the scene. If I don't intervene directly and just use acting to provoke him sooner or later, the ship Moon-gyu is steering will sink, no pilot, no sailors. He put the glass down dejectedly. He'll be left all alone. Park Chan-wook ran from the crowd to Moon-gyu, calling his name to stop him. Just try to control your anger a little, okay? He glared, flicked his hand dismissively. All right, then turned and walked away, leaving him with the words, this is really annoying. He wiped his face, sighing in relief. Okay. He walked over to Byun Cheon, offering a genuine smile and calling out, Director, Yi, then hesitated. I'm sorry, but I really don't understand this script. Hearing this, he could only force a dry laugh and say, is my explanation that hard to understand? The instructions in the script are clearly written. He gaped, feeling an uncontrollable anger. I'm following the script. What more do you want? The director yelled, Moon-gyu, and then held up a thick script that clearly detailed every facial expression and gesture the actor should make. He shouted, it seems like you completely don't understand the context, right? He emphatically pointed to the first lines of the script. The scene before he gets angry is to reminisce about the good moments with Do-hun. The slightly thick jacket made him even hotter. But what are you doing? Acting like a madman full of hatred. As soon as the scene changes, you immediately go crazy. He used his calmest voice to say, Director, isn't that a bit too much? The director's blood boiled again. Moon-gyu. I've told you this a dozen times already, haven't I? He listened silently. Woo Jin is the soul of this film. He's not the impulsive type to go crazy without thinking. He's the type who has to struggle to suppress his anger. Those eyes-controlled actions, restrained breathing, that inner strength. Is it really that hard to understand? Both of them stood with hands on hips. Moongyu fiddled with his hair, not very pleased. Then you should have written the script like that from the beginning. He also angrily adjusted his hair. I can't believe you're blaming me now because you didn't analyze the character properly. The people nearby stirred at the director's sharp tone. That's entirely the actor's job. Do I have to hold your hand and guide you through every little thing? A young man timidly asked, Sir, should I intervene and try to calm things down? The person next to him stopped him. Wait, Mr. Chanik is coming. Jahi was nearby, emotionlessly watching the young man who was both praying and sighing. Is Team Leader Park coming? Jahi turned to the girl beside him who was holding a large bag of popcorn munching and eagerly praising. Wow, it's like watching a real debate show. He saw this scene and froze for 5 seconds. Popcorn. Did she really prepare it beforehand? Then also eavesdropping, the director spoke up, Hey Moongyu, do you know how much time we've wasted because of you? Do you think acting in a romance film is a joke? Even if someone tried to stop him, it was useless. He shouted, Hey assistant, where's the assistant director? Tell Moongyu to go study the script more. Call in the next actor, skip this scene, move to the next one. Moongyu sneered at this hopeless situation and turned abruptly to leave. The director continued to instruct the camera crew to reset the angle. Hurry up! Someone hurriedly ran after Moongyu. It turned out to be the timid guy from earlier calling Mr. Moongyu, sir. They brushed past Jahi and the girl holding the popcorn, who then remarked, Damn, this is really tense. Someone sweating and flustered ran up to Jahi. Sorry, but it looks like you have to film first. Are you ready? He was stunned for a moment, then replied, Ah, yes. Both of them warmly turned to the person in front. The other person asked, Miss Inga, are you ready to film? And received the reply, Yes, I'm ready. Jahi silently admired this girl. Inga is 3 years younger than me, but is already on her third project. She cheerfully and gently greeted him. Sambai Nim, I'm Park Inga. He silently analyzed again. Our characters have been dating long-term since high school, so we'll see each other on set every day. He smiled brightly and replied, You don't need to call me that. It actually sounds a bit awkward. She smiled again. Then I'll call you Appa. Okay, just feel free to talk naturally. He looked at the cute girl stretching her mouth muscles. Is that how you warm up your voice? Happily pondering, luckily she made a pretty good first impression. It seems we'll get along easily. The director looked at the pair. Sorry for the sudden scene change. The two stunned said in unison, It's okay, sir. He turned and flipped through the script. Let's try it once. Let's see which page. Jahi quickly reminded. Page 32, scene 12, episode 1. He chuckled. Thanks. Jahi seriously studied the scene. It was about a young couple a few years later, comfortably talking about the life they shared. The director's voice echoed on the set. Because we'll be using a dolly camera for this scene. A dolly is a type of camera that can move? Hearing her name called, Inga smiled and replied, Yes. Jahi's face slightly flushed, further accentuated his handsome features. He said, Your hand, then offered his hand. May I hold your hand? Inga, as if mesmerized by his beauty, extended her hand and placed it in his palm, replying, Of course. The director and the cameraman both praised the perfect test shot. Just as I thought, Inga's acting is excellent. The way she gently elongates her words at the end of her lines. Very good, keep it like that. The two characters in the scene are deeply in love and affectionate with each other. Both happily replied, Yes. Jahi thought to himself, This feeling isn't bad at all. The man with the walkie-talkie managed the set. All right, prepare for the official take. Byun Cheon put his headphones back on, ready for work. With the shout of action, Aon Mao, the two characters continued to be affectionately entwined. From somewhere, Mr. Park Chan-ik emerged, interrupting the conversation between Song Moon-gyu and someone from the film crew, his face impatient as he looked at Song Moon-gyu. All right, let's get back to the next scene. Yes, understood. So you mean you can't do it now, Song Moon-gyu? At this point, his expression became irritable, and he spoke loudly. Oh, how many more times do I have to say it? I don't want to do it. After hearing him speak, Mr. Park Chan-ik's face turned ashen, and he started scratching his head in frustration. Before this project started, I made it clear to you, this director has a very difficult personality. I told you to control your anger, didn't I? An argument started between them, their faces tense like a taut string. You said it, and I also said I don't want to do romance films. Hey, Song Moon-gyu, are you still being picky about projects now? Do you want to hear the blunt truth? Moon-gyu clenched his fists, looking angry, but still maintaining his handsome features that captivated many hearts. Being 10 or 20 minutes late is one thing, but swearing in front of the director and losing control, what the hell is that? It seemed he was gradually losing his composure, gritting his teeth, his facial muscles contorting. Not far away, Jae-hee was standing and talking. And that weird pretense with Jae-hee too. Pretense me why, Moon-gyu fuming looked towards the laughing Jae-hee. What the hell is that bastard? What's so great about him? Jae-hee's faint knowing smile made Moon-gyu angrily turn and walk away. The film crew couldn't stop him. Damn it! No matter how much he struggles, the lead role is still mine. Mr. Moon-gyu, the team leader, is still talking. Mr. Park, Chanik, along with Jack, stood behind helplessly watching a crew member tearfully chase after Moon-gyu. My head. Sir, Mr. Moon-gyu, the team leader, didn't mean it like that. Mr. Park Chanik brought a cigarette to his lips, about to smoke his face, showing some displeasure, not very happy with Moon-gyu's attitude. Jack stared after him, a hint of concern in his eyes. So that means you'll continue with this film, right? Of course I have to. They chose him just to make up for the losses of his previous project. They can't cancel it even if they want to. At this moment, Jae-hee was in character as Kim Do-hoon in the film with an innocent expression. A hand reached out and touched his hair. Kim Do-hoon was once a sociable student with his friends during his school years, but among them, he had a special relationship with Lee Cho-ha. Do-hoon, you have something in your hair. Huh, what? It turned out to be his co-star, Miss Park In-ga. She flicked him playfully. Meeting Lee Cho-ha again didn't bring back the fresh, fluttering emotions of the past, but she was still by his side as always. Oh my God, that tilted angle, the ceiling fan, fluttering accentuates your chic beauty. I knew you'd do this. Miss Park Cho-ha smiled brightly at him. Lee Cho-ha, his only love, not the main character, but an important pillar supporting the romance genre. The director's voice rang out. All right? Jae-hee looked at Miss Park Cho-ha affectionately, a slight smile on his lips. Let's stop at a half-body shot, okay? The emotional development the director envisioned for Kim Do-hoon. The two of them laughed and joked. Jae-hee rubbed his forehead with his hand. Wow, that's it, exactly the scene I imagined. The director watched the previous take, exclaiming endlessly, his eyes shining with satisfaction. Jae-hee walked up from behind. Anyway, my eye for actors is still pretty good. Director? He turned around startled and asked, Oh, Jae-hee, what's wrong? Ah, if the filming is done, can I go say hi to the team leader for a bit? Jae-hee smiled brightly, a smile that captivated many. Oh, of course you don't need to ask permission for that. Such a good kid. Haha, not really. Well, I'm off then. Meanwhile, Mr. Park was very annoyed, his face dark with anger. Jack beside him placed a hand on his shoulder. The more I think about it, the more annoyed I get. Does he think he's Song Byung-ho or something playing the role of Tae-sik? He's on a completely different level. It's ridiculous. Moon-gyu is really getting too arrogant. Jae-hee walked towards the two of them. Lekka turned to look. Mr. Chanik was still furious. This is too much, Manager Park. Jae-hee shyly scratched his head. Oh, Jae-hee, hello. Are you here to check on the shoot? Mr. Park changed his attitude, turned around with a bright smile and placed his hand on Jae-hee's shoulder. Wow, Jae-hee, lately, I've only been hearing praises about you. Even Senior Omi Ran is grumbling because there are no scenes with you. No, seriously? You're doing great? Ha ha ha. I can only thank you for viewing my abilities positively. Suddenly, he gripped his shoulder tightly, his face dazed as if soulless. So, don't worry about Moon-gyu. Just keep doing well, like now, understand? Ha ha. Don't worry. Then Mr. Park turned and left, leaving the two of them standing behind. Keep up the good work. Yes, see you later. Jack put his arm around his shoulder. I haven't even been called to my kid's school once. Jack chuckled faintly and patted Jae-hee's shoulder, making him look ahead in a daze. But our Jae-hee is doing so well on his own. I have nothing to worry about, absolutely not. That divine tilted angle again, he turned and said, Thanks to you, I have nothing to do on set. Ha ha, He grinned widely and said, Do I have the qualifications to be ambitious? I still have a long way to go. It's not that he's not ambitious. His eyes gradually sharpened, imagining the scene ahead, Moon-gyu's back and the film crew. Behind the pouting face of a rookie, a hidden desire 1 year, just 1 year. He stood motionless, lost in his thoughts. I have to rise up at all costs. The scene returned to the film crew area. The staff were bustling with conversation. Jae-hee glanced at them. Hey, the atmosphere on set has been pretty good lately, right? Perhaps it's thanks to the ritual we performed. It's too quiet, even unusually so. You think so? I really hope it stays this way until the end. The main character's aura is different. Oh my God, that radiant face ever since Team Leader Park visited the set has been running smoothly. It's as if nothing happened. Perhaps due to pressure from the production company and the CEO, but even Song Moon-gyu had to bow his head in silence. Suddenly, he saw Ms. Yang and was about to call her Ms. Yang. Her hand was still holding the popcorn bag. Her expression indescribable bore a stark contrast to Jae-hoon behind her, who was beaming. So boring. Then Ji-hoon stood there stiffly, hands still raised in a wave. I even prepared 2 buckets of popcorn to watch the drama. What a waste of money. You're on our side, right? Mr. Jack came and called out, breaking the atmosphere. Ms. Yang was still pouting. Please, just let things end peacefully like this. Mr. Jaka. He turned to look at Moon-gyu standing with the film crew right there, thinking to himself. Even Moon-gyu has been working hard lately. Jack clenched his fist and raised it like a victory gesture. The person beside him casually said, the film set should always be quiet and peaceful. Don't you think this is just the beginning? Jack continuously patted his shoulder. He smiled brightly. That's right, after finishing this afternoon's interview, there will only be filming for a while. Wait a moment. I have to take this call. Hold on. Yes. His eyes flickered. Hello, this is Hwang Jae-ik from Leka Entertainment. It turned out he was looking at Moon-gyu standing nearby, and it seemed Moon-gyu also knew he was watching him. He turned away angrily, watching him try to suppress his anger. The team leader's words must have strongly affected him. He sneered and glanced elsewhere. Well, right now, this is the best we can hope for. After finishing that call, Mr. Jack called him over. Hey, Jae-hee? Yes. He made a mysterious face and said to him, it seems like I'll have to move around for a while longer. Meanwhile, everyone was busy preparing for the press conference. Actors, can you add your signatures to the posters? Huh? All of this. Yes, we'll select 50 audience members to receive posters signed by the actors, along with these introduction flyers. Where are the 50 introduction flyers? Bring them here quickly. As for the introduction, it will receive more attention than expected. Starting the press conference, Moon-gyu held the microphone and spoke with 2 others beside him. The actors were taking turns answering the MC's questions. The initial press conference was expanded, along with appearances on entertainment news programs, causing their schedules to fill up quickly. Jae-hee sat there lost in thought. Of course, everyone complained about how tiring this was. When will we finish signing all of this? My wrist is about to break. Indeed, handsome people have different beautiful signatures. While signing, there were urging voices from the film crew. He still happily signed his first poster. My first signature. Instead of feeling tired, I feel excited. Let's start packing the signed posters and introduction flyers. Yes. Holding the microphone ready for the interview. Prepare the camera, let the reporters in. Is everyone ready? Has Bak-san arrived yet? A crew member announced and prepared the camera. Everyone was busy. Bak-san has arrived. Well then, he stood on the podium, his face showing a hint of anxiety. The production presentation will begin now. A reporter held a recorder up to Jae-hee. Mr. Do Jae-hee, I have a question. He was startled, then smiled cheerfully. Yes. The reporter happily continued. There's a rumor that the script was significantly revised because of your audition. Is that true? Hearing such a question, Jae-hee calmly held the microphone and replied in a friendly and tactful manner. Although it's true the director views me positively, I believe the main reason was to create a better synopsis. I want to take this opportunity to thank the director and screenwriter. Somewhere, the sound of a computer keyboard clattered in the middle of the room. After the press conference, articles about the Youth Train production presentation started spreading online in real time. Moreover, in the main trailer, which was supposed to focus on the main actors, my face appeared quite frequently. Why is that? A man was looking at the information displayed on the computer and discussing someone who was being mentioned. Do Jae-hee right? That person has a good image? Like stepping out of a youth comic. The other person leaned down to look and agreed. Director Moon Byung-hyun seems to have poured his heart and soul into this project. Jae-hee seemed to be on the cusp of a glorious acting career. Articles about me started appearing more than I expected, many news reports with various headlines. Jae-hee seemed to be on the cusp of a glorious acting career. Articles about me started appearing more than I expected, many news reports with various headlines. Everyone backstage was busy preparing and promoting the products. Place it behind the signed poster, okay? Please, bring all the chairs back to the stage. Actors, you can all leave. Meanwhile, he was smiling excitedly, looking at his phone at the articles about himself. At this moment, a girl walked over and called his name Jerry Jae-hee Appa. She and the guy Gi-woon followed behind cheerfully and enthusiastically, suggesting ideas to him. We're thinking of organizing a gathering with the cast. What do you think? Jae-hee found it strange, pouting slightly. Just us. What about the director? Jerry was excitedly naive. The director said he can't join. He has to meet the screenwriter to work on the script. Jae-hee was a bit surprised when his manager placed a hand on his shoulder as a reminder. Jae-hee, aren't you going home? Jae-hee turned around and only then recognized his manager. "Mr. Jack, can I go to the after party with the cast?" Jack was stunned. After party. He hesitated a bit, then accidentally saw four sparkling eyes, as if begging him to let Jae-hee attend the party with the other two. "Let's go out. Come on." This made Jack hesitate. Then after a moment he agreed. "Okay, just go, but be responsible. Understand?" This made the two of them overjoyed. Jae-hee brightly reiterated, "Do you understand?" The other young woman seemed to be enduring something and didn't reply. He found it strange and called her Miss So-yeon. Before he could even register, she shouted out refreshingly, "Cheers, let's drink." The girl's youthful, enthusiastic spirit startled both Jae-hee and Gi-woon. Jae-hee silently prayed, "This should be fine, right?" Upon arrival, he looked around, seemingly overwhelmed by the place's luxuriousness. A receptionist spoke, drawing his attention. "Welcome, sir. What's the name for the reservation?" He turned and replied, "Ah, it's Jae-hee." Then the receptionist took the information and directed him to the pre-booked spot. "You can go into this room." Jae-hee politely pulled the curtain. "Thank you." As soon as he pulled the curtain, he heard a warm welcome from the trio, Gi-woon Inga, and "Jae-hee Appa, you're here so quickly." Yuri, wearing a hoodie and a knit cap underneath, also turned and waved, "Welcome." Seeing Jae-hee sit down, the two girls, Inga and Jerry, also leaned forward to ask, "Was it hard to find this place? It looks a bit different from other bars outside." Jae-hee settled into the seat next to Gi-woon and looked at the two girls. "Not too hard, but at first I didn't think this was a bar." He saw there were only 4 people at this table and smiled. "Is it just us? What about the other cast members?" Hearing their senior say that, both of them glanced around and stammered, He also implicitly understood the reason and cheerfully reassured them. "Ah, sorry. Is it because of me and Moon-gyu? It must have been very awkward during filming." Jerry forced a smile and looked elsewhere. When other people work together, that's normal too." She suddenly remembered that young man Moon-gyu bluntly refusing. "An after party? I'm not going." Jae-hee sighed. "Our group also argues and makes up every day. I just hope you two can reconcile too. That's why I invited you." Jae-hee was silently furious. Moon-gyu again. What kind of attitude is that? To dispel the awkward atmosphere, he let out a soft sigh. "Moon-gyu. He just has a bit of a personality, that's all." His words also stunned Jerry. "Huh." Outwardly, Jae-hee said that, but inwardly, he was silently reassuring himself. "Anyway, I'm still grateful. He's just creating a bad image for himself." Jae-hee bowed slightly, that uncomfortable feeling still lingering within him. He's a bit childish, the type who has to get everything he wants to be satisfied. Deep down, he was worried but always consoled himself that it was an opportunity for him. Thanks to him, it'll be much easier to pull the rest of the cast to my side. The more he spoke, the more his gloom and endurance showed. He probably didn't expect me to get this role. Moon-gyu, he disappoints me a little. G always blames himself, but I shouldn't seem too calculating either. Jae-hee froze when that name was mentioned and decided to end the topic. "Ah, I don't really want to talk about someone who isn't here. Sorry, this probably makes everyone uncomfortable." Gi-woon quickly turned to him and comforted him. "No, it's okay." Even Jerry spoke up to reassure him. "I didn't know that happened. Don't worry too much." After that, Jae-hee also returned to a cheerful expression because he didn't want to make others feel awkward because of him. "No, I'm the one who made you feel awkward. From now on, I'll try to get along better." Jerry also cheerfully changed the main topic. "Thanks for your concern. Let's order, shall we?" Inga also nodded in agreement. "Great sake is the best right, since this is a Japanese-style pub." At that banquet table, the cheerful laughter and conversation of 4 refreshed people after a tiring workday filled the air. "You can also order anything else." "Oh, then I'll have a glass of soju beer mix." "What about everyone else? I'll have beer?" "That's fine." The sound of a beer glass clinking on the table filled with dizziness echoed at the banquet. I can drink too, but why is it like this today?" The other 3 people were all looking at one person who was drunk and slumped over the table after drinking beer for a while, making Jae-hee also worry about the current situation. "Mr. Gi-woon, are you okay?" He patted the drunk person's shoulder. "Drink in moderation." "Gi-woon-ah, you still need to take care of your health, you know." Gi-woon mumbled, his head spinning. "Normally, I can easily drink 3 bottles of soju." Jerry also looked slightly worried. "Mr. Gi-woon, you really can't drink anymore." Gi-woon hugged Jae-hee's arm, his face flushed red from drunkenness, and he gently rubbed his eyes. "Mr. Jae-hee, I'm so jealous of you. You've already completed your military service. I'm the only one left who has to go. It's so scary." He cried his eyes out until they were swollen, But the other guy said, I'll be a problem soldier. When I enlist, I want to be a cool problem soldier, but I don't like it anymore. He cried and wailed for a long time, giving Jae-hee a headache and making him laugh helplessly. I don't think he understands what a problem soldier means. He could only smile faintly and pat the head of Gi-woon, who had his face down. Seriously, it's so dark. Is this my future? Jae-hee had to choose his words carefully to comfort him. That's because you Gi-woon are covering your own eyes. He saw these humorous moments and thought to himself, even so, looking at them like this, even that famous top model. Jae-hee looked at Gi-woon slumped over with a beer glass beside him, while the other two girls whispered prayers for him. Oh dear, stay strong, Senior Gi-woon. I'll definitely come visit. Haha. Seeing everyone so cheerful, completely different from their working hours backstage, even the famous idol whose name everyone knew finally. They are also just human. They also want to get along with others. Just ordinary young people in their 20s. A moment later, Jae-hee put down his beer glass and turned to Jerry. Miss Jerry, did the company tell you to go act? Jerry, while pouring wine, replied to the other person. No, I asked them to let me. My position in the group is a bit vague. She looked at him slowly, sipping his beer. I have to do something. He also seemed to guess something. Is it to survive? Watching Jerry happily chatting. Ha ha ha. Not fun at all, right? Seeing the young girl's slight awkwardness, Jae-hee could also guess a little. I don't want to criticize her. Jerry is a good actress and also very hardworking. More than anything, I understand that feeling. Hearing her speak, he was startled and replied, No, I understand. So what about you, Gi-woon? Why did you go into acting? Gi-woon, drunk as a skunk and oblivious, glanced at him. The company said my face is too handsome to waste, so they told me to start acting. Then he lamented his fate. You know my acting is terrible. I've ruined everything. The director even said it's best if I just stand still. Jae-hee also silently appreciated the director for not kicking him out yet. The director has played his last card. Suddenly, Gi-woon jumped up. Ah, sir, can you teach me how to act? His sudden action startled Jae-hee. You mean me? Gi-woon was firm with fierce determination. What do you mean? The king of remembering lines, never an NG, the director's favorite actor. He was like a clingy leech now constantly pestering Jae-hee. I'm so jealous of you. How can you remember the entire script? Jae-hee gently pushed him away humbly. What do you mean? I remember the whole script. There's one person tightly gripping a Japanese-style sake cup, while two others are playfully teasing each other, the staff said. Hearing this, Jae-hee shivered. Huh, Jerry continued. I'm too curious about Appa, so I asked Ms. Yang Mi or someone like that, but she said she's never seen Appa look at the script in the car. Jae-hee remembered the person mentioned. Ms. Yang Mi, Gi-woon also looked up, agreeing with the statement. Thinking back, it's true, isn't it? Even if you've memorized it, people usually still carry the script right. Inga also suddenly realized and nodded. Yeah, I've never seen you hold a script either. Drunk. Jerry put her arm around Inga's shoulder and looked straight at Jae-hee. See? There's something strange here. If you don't look at the script in the car, when do you memorize it? Her eyes seemed to be recording the image of this superhuman Jae-hee Appa. Jae-hee was now sweating bullets, afraid his secret was gradually being discovered. I don't know what it is, but you're hiding something, aren't you? The more Jerry talked, it was as if she knew all of Jae-hee's secrets, making him sweat even more and stammer more. What are you talking about? What could I possibly hide? A small sense of unease seemed to rise in his heart. Have they found out? While Jae-hee was worried, Jerry scratched her chin and suddenly realized something. Inga turned and asked curiously, Did you remember something, sis? The girl hummed for a moment, then slowly deduced, Jae-hee, you really are. As she dragged out the word, Jae-hee swallowed even harder, as if preparing to guess her next sentence. At that moment, she seemed to transform into a famous detective with a red bow tie, using her characteristic disguised voice to judge who the culprit was. Super intelligent indeed. Inga looked bewildered, not understanding what the person next to her was saying. At this moment, Jae-hee felt like his soul was about to leave his body from a heart attack, but luckily, the girl in front hadn't found out yet. He sat there stunned, listening to the analysis from the disguised detective. So, that's why you can remember the script after just one read. He sighed softly in relief. Probably not. Inga burst out laughing at Jerry's humor. Ha ha ha, you must have practiced a lot at home. Jerry didn't stop there. But even so, I really think you're very smart. Drunk Gi-woon also got carried away and flattered him. Tell me the truth. You studied at Seoul National University, right? Or maybe Harvard, am I right? You're one of those geniuses, aren't you? Since when Ji-hee alone was being tortured by the two of them, bombarding his ears with countless questions to the point where his ears felt like they were about to bleed. He smiled mechanically, as if programmed. All right, let's skip this boring stuff. Cheers. Jerry crossed her arms, her face dejected. But I'm really into this detective game. Gi-woon, on the other hand, was like a pitiful puppy. Ji-hee had to console the two inebriated individuals. Talking about practice is boring to death. Besides, I'd rather be considered a genius who doesn't need to try. Hearing that, Jerry burst out laughing, put her arm around Inga, and laughed heartily. Ah, so that's it, huh? Ha ha ha. I'll pretend I didn't notice. And so all four of them raised their glasses in merriment. All right then, let's do it again. Here we go. Inga laughed helplessly. Sis, you're really drunk. Jerry didn't care and casually drank more wine. Oh, this is nothing. On the other side, Ji-hee was silently drinking beer while Gi-woon kept whining, hugging his arm and complaining, "He's ignoring me." Ji silently rejoiced that he had handled it quickly. Luckily, I changed the subject smoothly, but from now on, I have to be more careful. In the footage, Moon-gyu's scene was re-recorded. Director Moon Byung-hyun also had a little-known motto, which was, at that time, looking at the director's strange way of working, Ji-hee scratched his head. Sir, our other film sets usually like this. He was dejected and a bit exhausted from filming so many segments. Before the first episode airs, we have to finish filming up to episode 4. The manager standing next to him gently blew out smoke when he heard his dejection. What do you mean usually? Everything depends on the director's style and the project, too. Both of them silently watched the productive director. All right, let's move on to the most important part. A moment later, Jack continued. This time, we work with this director next time, with another director, something like that. Ji-hee flipped through a few scripts and wondered, but even so, it seems like Yang Mi and you are really struggling. In a corner, Ms. Yang Mi was meticulously checking each outfit for the actors. This shirt seems a bit tight. The young man replied, We've been working hard since early this morning. He dropped the cigarette on the ground and used his foot to rub out the ember to extinguish it. We're paid to take care of you. What's the problem? Honestly, it's a relief not to work with Moon-gyu's side. They must be exhausted just dealing with all that frustration. He looked at the actor over there and reminded him, but don't go that far. Jack looked at Ji-hee and encouraged his spirits. You can't end it like that, Ji-hee. He chuckled with a hint of teasing. If I were like that, it would be a disaster. Ji-hee recalled the times he interacted and worked with everyone. Due to the initial delays, they were forced to film even more urgently, as if racing against time. On the other side, someone discouraged and wanting to give up said to the editor, I don't think I can do it. Meanwhile, the editor was discussing how to adjust the schedule and change things. Do they cooperate over there? Can't we change this? During that process, complaints from both staff and actors occasionally surfaced. Jerry tearfully hugged Inga. It's too difficult. The other girl patted her hand comfortingly. Go get some coffee or something. Everything here spun around, making him unconsciously clench his fists. To me, you're like invisible amidst the bustling crowd of actors, managers, or even editors. Cut, let's move to the next scene. Ji-hee stood there blankly for a moment until someone called out, Actor Do Ji-hee. The screenwriter came over to remind him it was his turn. It's your scene now. Ji-hee quickly nodded and mentally prepared for his role. Yes, in that moment he only thought, this is my chance to prove myself, the time to show everyone what I can do, and I simply feel happy doing it. And finally, on December 8th, Monday, as the script closed before the announcement, the first broadcast day is really coming soon. What should I do? I'm so excited. As the beer glasses were raised by director Byun Cheon. All right, everyone has worked hard. Today, let's have a drink and enjoy ourselves. At the party, Gi-woon's eyes sparkled as he raised his hand to ask, Director, does that mean there's no filming tomorrow? Everyone at the party burst out laughing at his remark. The director also laughed heartily, teasing, Oh no, we still have to film. Another person quickly chimed in, But if we're filming, we can't drink. At that moment, Ji-hee felt an unprecedented sense of refreshment and joy as he listened to the director teasing everyone at the party. Don't worry, after we finish filming, I'll let everyone drink as much as they want. Someone sitting opposite saw Ji-hee just silently smiling and spoke up. What about you, Ji-hee? This is practically your debut work. Your parents must be very happy, right? Ji-hee good-naturedly chuckled. Don't mention it anymore. By now, I bet all my friends are sitting in front of the TV. Thinking of the image of the promising actor's mother on TV, proud and happy, our son. That scene makes anyone who thinks about it laugh mixed with cuteness. Ha ha ha. It seems Ji-hee's mom might be the most ardent fan helping boost the viewership ratings for our film. Ji-hee waved his hand in denial. No way. Before he could finish, someone slammed the table. Everyone focus Jihi waved his hand in denial. No way. Before he could finish, someone slammed the table. Everyone focus. Eat this moment. The TV started playing the first episode of the drama they were in. Jerry excitedly called for everyone's attention to the show. We're starting the opening now. Everyone marveled at the acting skills and the drama. Wow, the opening is excellent. Not only Jahi, but everyone couldn't help but feel proud as this was, after all, his debut in the acting world. The soundtrack was also a perfect fit. Suddenly, someone approached him and called out, making him turn around. Wow, actor do. A colleague holding a beer glass approached him to raise a toast. Congratulations on your official debut. He also happily nodded in appreciation. Thank you. After that, Jahi predicted, it'll probably start right after the opening. You arrived just in time, didn't you? As soon as he finished speaking, the library's movie screening announcement appeared. Coming up next episode, one of the youth train will air. Hearing this sound, both of them simultaneously turned towards the screen to watch. The guy who was teasing earlier, I timed it perfectly right, it's starting Jahi. He spoke softly, but at this moment, Jahi's eyes seemed to want to absorb all the achievements he had just made. First preview, pay attention. The scene slowly appeared from Moon-gyu's excellent acting to Jerry's deep immersion in her character. I thought you felt the same way as me, but it turns out you didn't, so yawn. The director, meanwhile, was diligently taking notes on points to develop and areas to correct while listening to the actors perform. Woo Jin, do you really have to do that? In a certain scene, there was an accidental costume error, so two people from that department discussed how to fix it to avoid a repeat in the next episode. That scene, the sleeve button came undone. Be more careful next time. Yes, I understand. Jahi seemed immersed in his debut film from the content to the character dialogues. Think again. Don't say ridiculous things. He felt as if he were still dreaming, and this was really happening before his eyes. My work, my breath. His hand unconsciously pinched his thigh lightly, as if to confirm this wasn't a dream. I can't miss even a single scene. When it reached the climactic scene where the character Do-hyun reached out to hold Woo-jin back, everyone in the crew eagerly waited to see what would happen next. Woo-jin, Woo-jin. But then the episode ended with "To be continued," and tune in next Monday at 10 p.m. for episode 2 of The Youth Train, leaving everyone slightly disappointed. Jahi couldn't hold it in any longer. He exclaimed with joy. It's so interesting. Everyone in the crew also started to get excited, all genuinely praising the quality of the drama right after the first episode aired. Wow, the film editing is amazing. Is our movie really that captivating? Haha, we also put a lot of effort into it, right? Seeing everyone praising the director and raising their glasses to congratulate him. Our director is so talented. Haha, what? Ja felt a secret happiness with them. It's not just because I'm in it that I find it interesting. It highlights the strengths in acting and covers up the weaknesses. The film's message is clearly conveyed through the editing. A moment later, someone approached and handed the director a phone. Director, look at the trends right now. Hurry up. He looked at the phone for a moment, then wanted to see the viewers' reactions. Look at the number of comments. Jahi also opened his phone to check, and the result astonished him. The other guy leaned close to him excitedly. If everything goes smoothly, on the phone screen, breaking news about the film showed a potential 5.6% viewership rating and a stable future progression. Following it were hot searches for the actors in the film, which were also gradually soaring. Isn't aiming for second place in the rankings also worthwhile? He put his hand up to scratch his head, his eyes dazed. My head is spinning. I should have drunk in moderation. He thought back to last night, his face showing fatigue. Yesterday, I was overly excited. I shouldn't have gotten carried away by the director's pace. Yesterday, he was joyfully surprised when the real-time viewership rating ranked second. Moreover, Yang Mi and the team leader also came, and then we just kept going until the 6th round. He opened the door, his face contorted. I swear I'll never touch alcohol again. His eyes showed some fatigue. Good morning, team leader. Did you get home safely this morning? Jack was also still drunk. You're here, Jahi. He continued. We got home safely. Everyone's face looked a bit dazed, accompanied by fatigue. Jahi forced a slightly embarrassed smile. Honestly, no one is sober. Yang Mi walked in. Jahi, good morning, Yang Mi. She replied, yes, good morning. Aren't you coming in? Jahi, I am. Yang Mi's eyes widened in surprise, patting Jack's shoulder. Everyone went for round 5 without me? Jack lowered his head, pressing his hands to his temples. Don't tease me. I feel like I'm going to throw up. Jahi's eyes were fixed on her. The more I look, the more captivating I find her. In the office, a meeting was in progress. I'll get straight to the point. He held up a document for everyone to see. This week's viewership rating for The Youth Train is the lowest among the three major television stations. Love Online ranked first with 9.2%, Love a Goosam with 8.7%, and The Youth Train ranked last with 6.4%. Jahi was a bit worried. Jack lowered his head slightly, his eyes showing some disappointment. He continued, "This result was predicted beforehand. Those programs aired earlier, so perhaps their ratings will drop a bit next week. The real competition everyone should focus on now is Love Agusam, the drama that premiered at the same time as The Youth Train. Love Agusam, a film that created a buzz even before its release thanks to the appearance of top star JAE. He was a bit surprised, and it only got 8.7%. This is a rather disappointing result compared to the reputation of the star-studded cast. His eyes flickered with a ray of hope. If we go in the right direction, perhaps we can rise up. He smiled. Anyway, considering this is just the first broadcast, the audience feedback is quite positive, so there's still a chance to recover. Moongyu's voice was annoyed. Recover what the hell? The director's all messed up, now nothing is going well. The director spoke up, dispelling the tense atmosphere. Well, then don't worry about the viewership ratings anymore. Let the production team worry about that. We just need to focus on acting. Moongyu left with an unhappy expression. Let's start filming. He seemed to finally be showing signs of stress. Jahi was thinking something. He was about to say something, but then stopped, I guess. Bakchanik. More importantly, Jahi, why are you still here? Don't you have a filming schedule? Jahi, I don't have any scenes today. He was surprised. Really? Then why haven't you gone home yet? Jahi smiled, pointing to the pile of scripts. He was very surprised. Wait, don't tell me. Jahi nodded. That's right, all those scripts over there. Bakchanik, I swear I've never met anyone as enthusiastic as you. He laughed with delight, a little embarrassed. But those scripts you gave me last time, I finished reading them all? His face was curious. The ones I gave you. You've read all of these? Jahi. But no role really impressed me. He held the pile of scripts in his hand. No way did you really read them carefully. Jahi, I've almost memorized them all in my head. He pointed to a script. This character Byung-ho is a perfect fit for you. Script The Cry of a Woman, 58 points. Jahi chuckled, thinking back and breaking into a cold sweat. Out of the three scripts, this one is the worst. The role is big, but the character is too pathetic. It's a niche genre. Honestly, the ending isn't great either. What about the other two scripts then? He asked. Jahi laughed. The Artist of Myanmar got 67 points. The Bus Driver got 62 points. I'm not sure anymore. Neither of them seems very outstanding. Jack walked in. Such sharp criticism, huh? He patted his shoulder. Keep it up. That's how you should objectively evaluate the projects you participate in. Our Jahi has grown up. His face was bewildered. Look, even Yang Mi is impressed. Yang Mi sounds like you're a critic. Jahi seemed like she wasn't paying much attention. Bakchanik's eyes were scheming. You've just started to become famous, so you can't just pick any project. You'll have to bear with it. He bowed his head, hugging the script. I haven't had a chance to check it all myself either. Can you really read all of this? Jahi's face was confident. Just 10 minutes, sir. Only 10 minutes is enough. His eyes widened in surprise. Just 10 minutes? Hey, this script is no joke. Jahi, what are you reading? It's called The Dominator, a boxing film. The twist in the movie is great and the ending is solid. If directed well, the film has a high chance of success. Jahi, The Dominator, 91 points. That's definitely a high score. It sounds appealing, but Bakchan-ik, the main character, is only 160 centimeters tall. If I were this character, all the other actors would have to be at least 2 meters tall. That's right. What about you? Has any script caught your eye yet? Jahi was still engrossed in reading the script. Not sure yet. The only remaining script with a score above 50 is The Shepherd Boy or the Wolf, a comedy reenacting the lives of local thugs in a B-movie style. With just this project, it's very difficult to showcase full potential. The quality of a film is certainly an important factor, but a high score doesn't necessarily guarantee box office success. He looked up at the ceiling and sighed. Just starting to get recognized, so I have to be even more careful when choosing projects. No suitable film. A relatively mainstream film with a low risk of failure. And it can definitely help build a reputation too. A film with a definitely impressive role. Jihi, what about this one? Jack handed him the Fisherman script. What about this one? Jahi held the script in his hand. Fisherman. Director Manhwa isn't bad, you know. Surprised eyes, team leader. His debut film attracted 2.6 million viewers, and his next film reached 10.5 million. Those are impressive numbers. Jack, isn't this exactly the kind of project you should take on? Will you do it? Jahi was still a bit hesitant. A film by a director with a 10 million viewer hit definitely has strong box office potential, but the low quality score is a bit worrisome. Bakchanik looked at him. If you're still worried about not getting a role, don't worry. We've worked with this production company a few times already, so at least they'll let you audition for a supporting role. He was surprised. A supporting role? It's hard for a rookie to get a lead role, right? Bakchanik's eyes were stern. They already have someone for that role. You know Seung-hee, right? He's been a familiar name since she was a child actor. His skills are beyond question top-notch. With a lead role like that already set, would they even consider a rookie? He continued. That's right, Jack. First and foremost, it's about recognition. Just getting a supporting role in a film like this is already a great achievement. They call that catching the bus, right? Basically, it's sure to be a success. Jae-hee held the script, his eyes pensive. Regardless of the film's artistic quality, one cannot ignore the brand value of a 10 million viewer director and an A-list star. Bakchanik held the phone in his hand. If you want to participate, we have to contact them immediately. Countless people are vying for one spot. Just as the team leader said, if the goal is immediate success, then fisherman is the path to take. That's definitely the right choice, but at this moment he was still thinking, his face showing some anxiety. Why does this make me feel uneasy? Jack, do you feel drawn to that project? Jaehee's eyes were bewildered. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Out of everything to be drawn to an independent film? Jack held the script, his eyes resolute. If it's produced by Safa, it might not be a bad choice, but only if you're chosen for the lead role. Safa? That's the Film Academy, right? Jack. But it's on a completely different level compared to most other academies. Even if you debut in an independent film, just having the name Safa behind it is enough to bring a completely different influence in the industry. The distributor is also a major company, high-quality courses, alumni are famous directors. There's a reason the competition is so fierce. At this moment, holding the script in his hand, his eyes lit up as if he had discovered something. So that's why the quality score is so high. Of course, the potential for development. It's not explicitly stated, but a 60-point film by a director with 10 million views, or a 90-point film by a rookie director. Hesitating further is just a waste of time. He suddenly called out, "Team leader." He looked at him, his eyes as if knowing what was about to happen. "Are you choosing fisherman?" Jack's face was also curious. Not choosing the shepherd boy. Jae-hee looked at the two of them, his face flushing. "I'll do both." Yang Mi, sitting in the back seat of the car, laughed, thinking back to the afternoon, her eyes surprised. "I'll do both." Seriously? When you slammed the script down, I was shocked. His face is innocent, but his ambition reaches the sky. He smiled shyly. "Please don't tease me anymore." Yang Mi, "I'll do both." He was driving when a phone call came. "Jack here. Team leader Park, he just finished filming and is on his way home." "What? Okay, I understand." His face showed curiosity about the previous phone call. He turned down to look at him, his eyes cheerful. "Jae-hee Fisherman just contacted us. It seems Hai Wong helped you get an audition spot." His eyes widened in surprise. "What did they say?" Jack's face was cheerful. "It's a closed audition, and you just need to prepare an impromptu performance. The role hasn't been decided yet, so if you perform well, you could land a significant part." Yang Mi, "I need to read the Fisherman script too." He looked surprised. "Yang Mi, you haven't read the script yet?" Yang Mi continued. "Not yet. I waited until I was sure you would participate like now." His eyes showed some confusion at her words. "But I haven't even auditioned yet." Yang Mi sighed, her voice full of encouragement for him. "Anyway, you'll get through it, right?" At this moment, Jaehee's eyes were bewildered. Jack, driving in the front, also smiled, as if silently agreeing with Yang Mi's point of view. She kicked his seat with her foot, as if urging him on. "Right." At this moment, Jaehee's face clearly showed determination. The worried look in his eyes also disappeared. "I have to do it." Jae-hee. "But sir, what about the shepherd boy? Have they contacted us yet?" Jack, that one. "I've already emailed your profile, but there's been no response since then." Through the rearview mirror, Jack saw his eyes showing some disappointment at this moment. He immediately comforted him. "But they've opened the email, so they'll definitely contact us soon." At this moment, his face was less tense. "All right." Yang Mi leaned close to his ear. "Appa definitely wants the lead role, right?" He forced a laugh. "Is it that obvious?" His face seemed to fall. "Very obvious." His eyes showed a lack of confidence. "Maybe I expected too much. My only real experience is just one line in The Youth Train. I'm still completely a rookie. No matter how small the film is, it's not easy to get a lead role." Suddenly he looked outside, his eyes surprised and delighted. Something is flying outside. It's snowing. Suddenly he called Jae-hee, his voice slightly comforting. "You're still young, don't worry. Just wait patiently, everything is progressing well. Hey, we're really lucky. You know, We get a break right on Christmas. The snow is falling so beautifully. Next year we'll be so busy, we won't even have time to look at the snow, so let's enjoy it while we still can." His face brightened up again, and he felt relieved inside, his eyes looking outside at the snow. Reaching out his hand to catch the first snowflake of the season, it was like welcoming the ray of hope waiting for him ahead. "You're right. Killing is more important, Jahia." He realized something was strange. "What is it? It's Christmas. Aren't you doing anything?" "You finished filming now too," he continued. "I haven't thought about that yet." He smiled, teasing him. "You know you can't secretly go meet your girlfriend, right?" Jae-hee laughed, his tone explanatory. "It's not like that." "Just kidding. If you don't have any plans, will you go straight to the company?" His eyes were looking outside, his expression pensive. "Mr. Jack, can you drop me off at Sadang? Are you planning to go to your parents' house in Sadang?" He nodded slightly. "That's the plan." He drove in another direction. "So, should we stop by the mall?" Jae-hee was surprised. "The mall? You should have received payment for episodes 1 and 2 by now. It's been a while since you've been back. You can't go empty-handed, right?" He took out his phone to check the notification, his eyes surprised. The money had been credited to his account. "You're right." A radiant smile reappeared on that handsome face. "Let's go to the mall, sir." After a while of shopping, he was carrying many bags, his eyes cheerful. "I bought gifts for them, but other than the day I got the role, I made excuses about being busy and rarely went home. Even if I brought gifts home, I would probably still get scolded." Arriving home, he gently opened the door and went inside. "I'm home, Mom and Dad." Inside the house, they seemed surprised to see him walk in. His mother pointed towards the door, her voice a mix of alarm and humor. "A celebrity? Are you a celebrity?" she teased. "Aren't you Jae-hee from the youth train?" At this moment, he seemed unusually cheerful. "Don't tease me." She joyfully ran to hug him. "I'm just happy to see you, son. Have you been very busy lately? Are you not filming anymore?" Jae-hee cheerfully replied, "Not really. I was free today, so I stopped by." Then he handed his mother the gifts he had prepared. "More importantly, take this." She was overjoyed. "Oh my, what are these things?" Jae-hee: "I don't know the exact sizes, so I just bought them." She teased. "Really? At least you didn't just pick them up on the way here." He held the gift, his face very happy. "It's not too expensive, is it?" He seemed to freeze like a statue at his parents' teasing words. "Jae-hee, I bought it with my acting salary, so don't worry." Her face was very happy. "Your salary? Huh, what do you think?" "My love does. It suit me? The size is a perfect fit." Actually, thinking back to how happy they both were, he felt a little guilty. "I shouldn't have taken this long to bring a gift for Mom." She suddenly noticed her son seemed a bit strange. "Jae-hee, why are you making that face?" He was flustered, not knowing how to reply to his mother. Her face was cheerful, her tone encouraging him. "Don't feel pressured, it's just a child giving gifts to their parents." He also brightened up again. "Yes, that's right. Next time, I'll give you something even better." She approached and patted his back. All right. Don't just stand there. Come sit here. Your movie is about to air. Since you're here, let's watch it together." He was happy. "It's time already." "But why is there an alarm?" He looked down at his phone. "It's just your mom playing silly pranks. Every time your movie airs, whether it's in the morning or at dawn, your mom insists on watching every episode, even setting an alarm to wake up and watch." Jahee's eyes were bewildered. Mom really goes to that extent, not to mention, wherever she goes, she boasts to everyone that their only son has debuted in the entertainment industry. Dad even had to stop your mom from hanging a large banner with those words. Hearing those words, Jae-hee felt deeply moved and a little happy from the bottom of his heart. "Thank you, Dad." She walked in. "Oh dear, don't tell me you two were bad-mouthing me behind my back while I was looking for my phone," he said humorously. "What do you mean, Mom? Here's the phone. Hurry up, the movie is starting." She shouted, "Oh my Jae-hee, look, that's you." He smiled brightly, seeing his mother so happy. On the TV screen. "So have you talked to him yet?" "Yes, I tried to talk to him, but he completely avoided me." She seemed to recognize the actress in the film. "Oh my, isn't that the girl Jerry? She looks very polite and well-behaved, too. She seems like a good girl. Bring her home sometime." His face looked a bit embarrassed. "Why are you mentioning Jerry?" She was extremely excited. "Or is it Choha? Isn't she your girlfriend?" Ji-hee explained, "She's just the girlfriend of the character I play." Her eyes twinkled with amusement. "Come on, it's all the same. You're always putting on airs. More importantly, Moon-gyu, isn't he feeling well? He looks strange, acting crazy all the time." She turned around, her voice probing. "You're not causing trouble on set, are you?" His face was bewildered. "What? No way." The dad beside her. "If you're not watching, I'm turning off the TV." She whined. "Oh, don't be like that." He thought to himself, sweating, Seriously, sometimes Mom is scarily perceptive. Suddenly the phone rang. He looked at his phone, his eyes cheerful. Mom, wait for me a moment. Mr. Jack is calling. There's no more filming today. So why is he calling me? Lost in thought, a message notification chimed. Jahe director Jin Woo of The Shepherd Boy wants to meet you privately. When you see the message, call me right away. Also regarding the filming schedule for The Youth Train, there will be arrangements. Director Jin Woo from Safa. He immediately called Mr. Jack back. Hello, yes, Mr. Jack? Is that message real? Meet the director privately? Yes, yes. On the other end of the line, yes, exactly as I said. Director Jin Woo has seen your profile and personally requested a meeting. He seems very expectant. Congratulations. Next year that you have to give it your all. Jahe. Yes, thank you, sir. Good night. She was anxious. Who is it, son? His face clearly showed joy. Ah, I'm sorry for interrupting. It's nothing important, just... He was surprised when his mother's hand rested on his. I don't know the details, but this is a big deal for you, right? I feel relieved. It seems like everything is finally starting to go smoothly.